it's Keleas with Keleas.com. We are going to make a really simple wreath today that everybody can do, and it has that lavender look. We got these new bushes in that are fantastic. They are a lavender flower mixed with a beautiful greenery, and the combination is perfect for this type of wreath. So we're going to have a lot of fun making this one. So it's going to take 2 bushes, and I am using, this is an 18-inch base. You could also make this on a 12 or 13 or 14-inch grapevine would work great. Now, the one thing I want you to think about as we're going around, if you go to the inside of the wreath when you put your placement, you'll have a smaller wreath. If you're going to want to go really big, then put your items more to the outside, okay? Your lavender bushes more to the outside. So depending whatever you want to do, that's what you just have to keep in mind. The only other supply, we are going to use a little bit of Spanish moss. So I've got my Spanish moss bucket over here ready to go too. Because if you've never watched me do that before, that's how I hide the mechanics of what we're doing. There's like a little green thing. We got to get that out of there. That's how we're going to hide the mechanics of what we got going round and round. So the first step is going to be, we're going to break these down. This bush is a pusher. And that means, guys, if you don't know, that means I can push these up to make them shorter or longer. I'm leaving them all long right now, okay? All long, and we're going to cut down the entire bush. We only need these stems a couple inches. We're going to cut down the entire bush on both bushes. So if they need to push a little, push them a little, but they're all about, I want them all about the same size. Okay? Now, we're going to start to put our placement in of our first bush. When you're going all the way around a wreath like this, I like to get some pieces in at the hands of the clock, okay? So let's just start with that. You're going to pick a direction and stick with it. So I'm going to put one right here. I'll just set these over here. And then I'm going to put one right here. I'm not gluing them yet. You can see I'm going in at the hands of the clock. And that kind of helps me get some even placement as I start to go in and create my design. Okay? See? You see here? And then we'll come in with our next layer. But I'm going to go ahead and glue these guys in and get started. Now, every time you do that, if you can see the glue, you're going to have to grab some Spanish moss. So let's get going. If you need to trim these, trim them down. I'm going to put these in at an angle and just grab a little Spanish moss. So it's a very kind of easy process, but I'm using that moss to help hold these in place too. Okay, and I'm going kind of in the middle plane of the wreath. You see I'm running in the middle. If you can't see the glue, it's no big deal. You don't need to put any moss, but if you can see it, cover it up. Going in at an angle. We're waiting for our glue to come back in stock, and I'm having to use this other glue, and it strings, and I don't like that. So, y'all, shout out to the Keleas.com glue. It doesn't do this stringing stuff. Okay. I mean, it might a little, but not this bad. Okay, and then this one going in right here. And this one, there's not a lot in the zone I need to put it, so that's what you're going to use your Spanish moss for. You're going to take and just press that in to help make kind of like a little sandwich of glue and moss and all that. Okay, we've got our first 4 in. Easy enough, you got that? We're done. No, of course we're not done. We got to make this beautiful and full. So our next step is we're going to put in a couple between each one. So we're going to put 2 between each one. So just evenly space that out. I'm going to put 1 here. I'm gluing it in. And then I'm going to put 1 more. And just press that moss in. Make sure you're not shooting through the back. Really important. You're going with the grain of the design. Okay, how cute is it looking? So far, so good. I'm loving it. All right, so as we work our way around, we do the same thing. 2 pieces in each one of these. Get those glue strings off there. If you get glue strings, take care of them now. I'm forever taking glue strings off stuff. If I'm at a craft show and there's glue strings on somebody's wreath, or I'm at the vendor market or the craft mall, I'm removing them. Or fluffing the ribbon. Do you do that? Let me know in the comments if you fluff the ribbon too, man. You guys, we are going to have a supply list for this project available for you if you want to play and make your own like this. Just ask in the comments for the link to the supply list and we'll get it for you. And make sure you jump on our text list at textkeleas.com because that's where you're going to get the notifications anytime a new video like this comes out. Now, I find it easier to rotate my wreath around, so you're going to see me kind of do that as we work all the way around this project. There's one. So I'm just putting two in between each section. So it's helping me just get it nice and spaced out. Let's do one more here. And I'm still running in that midline. So I'm talking about this area of the wreath. I'm staying consistent so that I have about the same size perimeter on my design. All right, let's come around. Now I gotta, you see how good it's coming together? Now I've got to do this section. Two there, and I think that, oh, that ended up using up one whole bush. Okay, which is perfect, because now we're going to come in with our next bush in just a second. You may be tempted to skip this moss step. Please don't. You don't want to see glue. I teach my students in design school it's real important to camouflage your mechanics. Makes your pieces look more professional, less homemade. It's an important step in the design process. Now look at that. Doesn't that look great? We've created a great perimeter. We're rocking it out. Now, cut our next bush. Now this time, I want these to be a little shorter. So we're going to push these up just ever so slightly. Okay? So I'm creating smaller bunches by pushing them up. Just like that. Keep going. See, I'm having to push them pretty far up. All right. Get it up there. All right, good. Now let's trim these with just a couple of inches. Stem, we don't need a lot. Just gonna nip them down as we go around the whole bush here. Perfect. Okay. Now, pull these to the side, and we are gonna work now more to the middle. So this is our perimeter, and we're going to have these overlays. So between each section here, we're going to put one. Okay? And we're going to go a little more to the middle. So we're going to make this nice and full, yet covering up our moss that we had before. You see I laid it right on top, and you can't even see it. Such a pretty wreath. Sometimes these simple designs like this are some of my best sellers on Etsy because there is a clientele for wreaths that are more, you know, they're not as quite as cutesy. They're more just beautiful organic pieces. So if you haven't played with something like this, I encourage you to. If you've been wanting to make your own wreath, this is a great type to start with. Just let us know in the comments if you'd like to grab that supply list, and we will get you a link so you can absolutely make this yourself. Y'all, and I just can't wait. Design school is getting ready to open up again. So don't forget to get on our text list also, because we'll shoot you out info. If you like making things like this, you would love our class. Ooh, look how full it's getting. Can you tell the difference as we fill it in? Gorgeous! And if you're not comfortable just gluing and sticking like I'm doing, that's okay. You can press this all in and then work your way and come back and glue. That's totally fine. And there's still projects to this day I do that on. I'm grabbing glue strings, guys, if I see any. That if I feel like, you know what, this is a lot of placement. I'm trying not to waste any supplies. I'm going to pay attention to exactly what I'm doing. Okay, let's put this one in. I'm putting a little moss on it. Camo that glue nicely. Beautiful. Keep on rocking. Man, y'all, you get to making these. You cut your bushes. You put on your favorite show on Netflix, and you just go to town. It's called Wreath and Chill. Wreath and Chill and Netflix and Chill. Same. Or if you're me, you put on your true crime podcast. Anybody, any true crime fans? Let me know. Let me know if you can't get enough of it. Look at that. Okay, we got just enough room for two more here. Look how gorgeous this is. And guys, if you are just like a bow ribbon freak, you can pop a bow right at the top, right here. Or if you're more into nature and this is all you want to see, I just want to see the botanical beauties. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty, guys. So pretty. So the biggest takeaways of this design, guys, is once you pick a direction, you're going to stay with that. You're going to work all the way around. I'm going to work the perimeter first, and I'm going to come back and do the middle, and look what we made. Gorgeous lavender wreath, guys. Yeah, we love it. I love it. I think it turned out great. You love this week's design school class? Yes, here it is right here. It is actually a lot easier than it looks. So we were just, it just got uploaded in design school. So if you're a design school student, definitely jump in there, take a look at that. And if you want to be in design school, we'll be opening up again in the spring. So get on our text, not only our text list, but you can get on our wait list at Keleas.com. If you're on the text list, we'll be sending out a link to you. So you won't be able to miss it. Thanks, Melinda. Melinda, make sure you let us know by text too, okay? So we can enter you in to get a sweet treat. Yeah. Thanks, Monica. Kim, I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah. I'll be in design school tomorrow, and then in business coaching tomorrow at Makers University. Next week, Kim, is when I'm going to be at Market. So it'll be a little bit different the week after, but this week I'm here. Thanks, Nancy. Hi, Sally. Hey, Mary. Anyway, I love to make beautiful things with you guys. I'm excited. They had beautiful bows, Barbara. I love it. I love it. It's totally awesome. Oh, Linda's shared on Facebook. Thank you, Linda. Donna, you like the class? Yay! Donna, I'm sure you've made something beautiful lately. Everything was looking so pretty. Okay, we'll have a text. We'll text out the list for you tomorrow of the whole supplies. But this is 81814 if you want to go get it ahead of time. This greenery. I love it because it looks like the real greenery. And I don't know if it's a boxwood or which one this is, but it looks so real. So I'm going to start getting here and creating. Now we know we're going to use 2 bows, so we've got to keep that in mind when we're putting this design together. Diane, you can't wait. Yay! Hi, Georgie. Good to see you. Hey, Brenda. Thank you. Absolutely. Send, you guys, if you did everything, spread the love, then make sure you send a text, because that's the way we'll know you've done it. And then when we pick the winner, we'll double check that you actually did it. And if you did, then you will be entered to win. We got all kind of goodies coming in, so it's going to be exciting. Carla, well, you're busy, Carla. Carla has got a busy business, a wreath business, and another business. It's super busy. So, Carla, you're good. Hey, Margaret. Hi, Christy. Hi, Molly. Yay. Yeah, it's kind of like a boxwood. It is, it is just this neat, it's a bright green, which is not always what you want, but I want that. We're going to be using beautiful flowers. It's going to look like it came right out of the garden, so I think it's going to go great with it. Yeah, I think so too. I think they call it a tea leaf. Okay, thank you, Nicole. I wasn't sure what they call it. Okay, so we got to have 2 bows. So wait a minute, I can't go too far down here. I got all excited. Just started sticking greenery. I'm so happy to feel good enough to do live. Trina, you need items to make your mother's casket flowers and a large cross. Trina, I'm so sorry about the loss of your mom. I don't have any crosses in stock. We've got all kind of florals that we can help you with, but the crosses, we don't have any right now. I think we're completely out. Completely. Okay, I'm going to have to move this over a little bit because I need a spot for that second bow. I started just putting everything in so quick. So quick. Are we already out of the eucalyptus seed bush? You got to be kidding me. Suzanne, I will check and see if we have any more coming soon. I can't believe we're out of it already. I'll find out. If not, Suzanne, I know we have a similar seed bush that will work. I'll find a substitute for you, okay? I see all my design school bloomerinos coming in. Yay, guys, yay! Oh, I didn't hit that with moss up there. Now I got a dribbly greenery. Oh, hey, Stacy. I know, go ahead and make spring, right? It's so warm. Hey, it's in the 80s here today. But secretly, y'all know I don't mind. I don't mind at all, doesn't bother me. A day above cold is good. Whatever that. Oh, Lori, it's already sold out. Shoot. Okay. Well, we have more coming, but I will also see if we have another color that might work. I think we have it in green. I'll find out for you, okay? All right, I'm going to start putting these in. I'm just getting a nice little perimeter set up. I've got some more over here. Oh, nice. Hey, Christula. Hi, Dee. How are you doing? Let me check my TikTok fans over here. Hi, TikTok. How's it going? Hello, El Yogi. Good to see you. TikTok, sometimes the users have funny names. It means something to you, though, and that's all that matters. Okay, this is at another bush in that greenery, 81814. You guys, everything's on Keleas.com that I'm using today. Or it was when we started. Right, today? It's warm here. But I don't mind. Christine is ready for spring. Are you really? Me too. Me too. I can't wait for our stuff to getting here this year. I have so many things planned out, like kits planned, and we have all of our new items for our subscription boxes. Oh, and y'all stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a video this week with our last subscription box, what came in it. I cannot wait to show y'all. Stacy, you want to freeze? Lord, Stacy. What is wrong with you? If I start saying I want to freeze, y'all tell me. Oh, y'all, I'm going to need some prayers, though. I started a diet today. I'm going to do it, but it's rough. I wasn't going to tell y'all yet in case I quit fast, but I'm trying. You hate the cold today, right? Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you very much. All right, I think that's good right now. We'll hold on to the other greenery. We'll wait a little bit. Hi, Debbie Davis. Nancy wants snow. Oh, my gosh. Okay, y'all tell me in the comments if you really want snow. Whew. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Okay, I'm going to use this big peony, which I love this one. It's big. Oh, good, Tina. You're filling orders also. I get it. Okay, this bush on Keleas.com is 30590. This is the cream color. 30590. Cream. See how pretty? I like this one because it has this little bit of pink. And we're going to use some pink roses with it. And we're going to put them together. And I think the pink roses are sold out already, y'all. They got whatever we had left on the sale last week. You're here for me? Good, Trick. Could you be here to control my mouth? No snow, Ruth says. Oh my gosh. Debbie Davis hates the cold period. I get it. I get it. Oh, Terry wants the snow. Melinda says no snow. Y'all better not snow here. Ugh. You got to eat the Christmas goodies? Well, you know, it's kind of helped me in COVID. Like, I have weird taste buds, so everything that normally doesn't taste good doesn't taste good. So I'm gonna fruit tastes pretty good, so I've been doing pretty good on that. Monica, the number on this one is 30590CM. 30590-3M. Yes, Linda, they're really pretty. They're really pretty. They're big. I know. Yeah, you're born in the summer. That's all you needed. Oh, Stacy, yeah, you have to have it cool for your hot plate. I understand that too. But I'll just crank down that air. Our electric bill is already through the roof because of the Christmas decor we have up, so no problem. You just want wintertime, Judy? Okay, I get it. Hi, Margaret. How are you doing? Y'all, so we had a great Christmas. Let me know about yours in the comments. Let me know how it went. We had some much needed family time. Much needed with like all of the extended family, which was really, really nice. That was nice. So I hope you got that as well. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Right? Oh my gosh, I had to give the dogs, though. I did have to give them a flea medicine today because fleas are out. The fleas are like, time to go. Monica, oh no. Oh my gosh. The bottom's going to drop out. We're going to freeze to death. You know it is, Stacy, so we ain't going to talk about it. Remember last year? No. We don't want that. We definitely do not want all of that. Move the camera a little bit, guys. Try to move this guy over for y'all. Yeah, I like this greenery. I like it a lot. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to the store soon and restock and get everything refreshed. Thank you, Suzanne. Richard's feeling a lot better, too. He went back to work, and he had to work a little bit over the holiday because they had some data come in that was had to get done, of course. But he was able to do that, and his brain fog's pretty good. So we're getting better. We just get tired, and we're very used to doing a lot. So it's hard when you get tired when you're used to walking and you're used to being very active. It's frustrating when you can't do what you normally do. Okay, I'm putting this over a little bit because I know I want to put one bow here. Maybe we'll go ahead and put it in. Why not? Let's put that first bow in. I'm going to put the larger bow in. Now, we made the bows on Bow Wednesday, guys. So if you want to do bows, that's Wednesdays at 7 o'clock Central. You had fun. You relaxed with your grandparents. Nice. Your grandchildren. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Yay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kim. We were able to enjoy the holiday, Lisa. Thank you so much. Okay, this is a 2-bow wreath. We're just getting started. I'm kind of freestyling with you. I'm going to go right here, I think. That way these tails can kind of come straight down. I like that. I like that look. Diane, you're on the Keleas page right now. So, the Keleas page. Oh, yeah, we don't want the ice storm. Yeah, we don't. And I really don't. Kaya's seen snow a couple times in her lifetime. We're good. Oh, does anybody in here live in Minnesota? Tell me if you do. I need all the information about Minnesota you can give me, because my niece might go to college in Minnesota. So I'm going to need to know I need to know anything I need to know. Like, first of all, we ain't even ready for that kind of weather. But, I need information. And I trust what you guys tell me. Oh my gosh. No, Trick, they didn't tell us what kind of COVID we had. They didn't say you had a certain strain. No. So I don't know if we had the new one or not. We were vaccinated, but we also did go and get the infusion too. So, you enjoyed everything today? Nice. Robin, you live in Minnesota? Oh my gosh. I do not know the town. The university is St. Mary's University. If you happen to know where that is, Molly or Robin, can you give me an idea of how miserably cold that is? Let me know. Let me know. This was not even on our radar, but she ended up getting a pretty decent scholarship there. So, you lived there, Valerie, 30 years? Oh my gosh. I'll need to find out what town it is. I haven't researched too much because this just all came down. Good, I'm glad, Stacy. After everything you've dealt with, I'm glad this Christmas was a great one. Okay, let me zoom in real close for you for a second, guys. Really? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't even know if I want to know. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be minus 14 there? Oh my gosh, Valerie. No, I don't think we can do minus 14. Oh my gosh. You got it. Awesome, Diane. St. Mary's, Winona. I'm guessing, Becky. Is that near a large town? I haven't even looked at it on the map. All right. First bow's in, 2 clusters of flowers in. We got some greenery. I'm not sure what else we're doing yet, but I'm going to add, I know I need to put my second bow in because they match. You need to have warm clothes, hat, gloves, coat, scarves, boots. Yeah, I get it, Robin. Probably warmer than anything we have. Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to work out. Might be why they give us a big scholarship. Oh, Carrie. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Carrie. Oh, it could be out of our league winter-wise. All right, and now I'm going to put my hanger up a little higher so this can sit up here. And I really want my bow to kind of go opposite and kind of have a sweet little tail coming down. So I think I'll go ahead and put this in, and I'll go ahead and put this in too, and then we can pop some greenery around this over here. I like how we did these bows on Wednesday because they're a little bit... I just think they're fun because they're matchy-matchy, but they're different. And we do that in design school quite a bit. But I think that's the first time we had done that on a Bow Wednesday, so I like that. That's just a cute little touch. All right, let's figure out where we're going to put some more in here. Hello, Leela. Good, I'm glad you're here. Awesome, Diane. Lots of long johns. Like, I will die if I go outside. Oh, I mean, I don't have to be there, but I have to worry about her there. Oh my gosh. How are you guys doing over here on TikTok? Hope y'all are good over there. And on YouTube, I hope you guys are good too. They have the clothes to dress for it, Suzanne, right? If we get the right clothes, that'll help a lot. Okay, I've got 3 of these left, so let's put another little cluster, I think, kind of coming below the bow. I think that would look really pretty there. And then we might save one for over there by that floral, by the bow. So I'm going to use just one. Now, a lot of times I don't use this greenery, but if you notice, take note that this greenery is almost perfect with these together. It's got that lighter tip, and this has the lighter tip, so it looks perfect together. Oh, it's about 45 minutes from Rochester, New York. Okay, that's more Rochester, Minnesota. Maybe I don't know the map. Rochester, probably not Minnesota. That's probably wrong. Not New York. Gotcha. So you, okay, you raise your children in it's a very good town, Becky. Good, good. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I will keep asking more questions as we go along. All right, I'm going to put this flower right in above the bow. I think that would be cute. I think that would be cute over there. I love when we get ready to make springtime stuff because it's so fun. It is so fun, y'all. Okay, I'm going to put that there with a little bit of greenery. Let's see what else we can put. Oh, Valerie, it's so exciting. I mean, I'm not sure if she's going to end up there because that wasn't her first choice. She really wants to go to northern Colorado. My niece is into musical theater, so she had some ideas of where she wanted to go and what she wants to do. So we will see. But that school kind of recruited her. Oh, that's really cute and sweet. Just look at that. Just a couple pieces of greenery and a big head right above it. Thanks, Jan. Good to see you too. You got a new kitten? Somebody got a new kitten? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It would be too cold for me too, Vicky, for sure. Sally, we're doing an 18-inch grapevine. 18-inch. I love it. Monta says we are in Denver. Is she interested in Fort Collins? If that's where northern Colorado is. I don't know if they have different campuses. I haven't researched it a lot. We were just kind of waiting to see where she got accepted, but her acceptance letters are starting to come back now, and we're, it's kind of exciting. We're trying to see how much of the bill is compared to the scholarships and all that. Rochester, Minnesota. Big Mayo Clinic is there. They help all the isn't that great? Music and theater programs. Becky, okay. Yeah, that's supposedly the deal. Supposedly the deal. And she specifically likes musical theater. And supposedly it's a good thing there. So she's very excited. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate your input on that. It's very helpful to me. I will pass that on to Marley. She'll be excited. Yo, Marley's my niece we're talking about. My daughter's only 12. I don't have to panic yet. But you know, y'all always tell me it'll be here before we know it. It will be here quick. Okay, coming in with a couple more of these bigger, larger heads down here. Now I'm going to try to get these right in the center. Oh, I just love those kind of layered on there. And then what I thought we'd use for pink is we're going to actually use some pink roses. So it's going to be kind of chunky with the larger heads. And then we'll break it up with a little bit of that greenery over there in the basket. I'm excited. How much more of this do I have? I don't want to use it all. I got a little bit more here. You know? Tuscan fruit and flower. Beautiful, Danae. Thank you, Kathleen. Suzanne says she'll thrive wherever she chooses to grow. You're right, Suzanne. She will have the power. I'm excited for her to... I mean, of course, I don't want her to go away, but in the same way, I'm excited for her to have those experiences, you know? And enjoy that time in her life where she's getting independence and all that kind of fun stuff, and hopefully getting to do what she loves in her musical theater. Really, Nancy? Wow, okay. Oh, Tammy, I hope they're okay with your baby kitties. Did she apply to Emerson, Florida State, Penn State? No, Stacy, it's musical theater, and she didn't. There is some really good ones in Texas that are super competitive, but she had places she wanted to go. So I don't believe any of those were on the list. I don't think those were on her list. But you never know. She could. She hasn't told me either. Hi, Terry. Good to see you tonight. We are creating a beautiful spring wreath with some peonies and roses and some gorgeous bright green greenery. I like that. I like that so far. Now it's pretty neutral, so we're going to have it pop with pink. Pop with pink. Mary Jo's sort of wedding-like? Kind of. Maybe. It could be. It could be. Y'all, let me tell my mom what device am I going to answer. I can't answer her on any device. She's not expecting me to be live. Mom's checking on me. Okay, we're going to add this pink roses in now to pop. Now I'm going to give you the item number of this. I think these are currently sold out. We may have other colors. 53316. This is the DKPK. 53316. And on these roses, I like to pull up the leaves. I love this. Let's see. Stacy, do they? Awesome. Florida State, Connie? For some reason, I don't remember her mentioning Florida State. She will always tell me there's a big difference between theater and movies and musical theater. So she wanted specific things. And she, you know what? I'll give her a lot of credit. She reached out to people of the schools that she applied to once she got in. She reached out to folks on Instagram who were graduates from there. And they've had conversations with her about what they liked about the campus, what they didn't like about the school or the class or the program. So I was so impressed. Hello, Tom. Vicky, I think so. The deadline is Tuesday. Yes, ma'am. Lisa, I don't think she also didn't want to go to the high pressure schools either. So she's not trying to be super famous or anything like that. She wants to enjoy her time in musical theater. So she didn't worry about trying to get in the top program. She picked like in between, if that makes sense. She doesn't want a lot of stress or competition, and I respect that too. She just wants to enjoy doing what she loves. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. The doggies are like totally good. They are good. All right, I have taken all these. I just pushed the greenery up and I'm trimming them all off. And we're gonna start to pop these in here and kind of fill this out. Make it super full. Looks pretty good already. I like the lines on it and I like this greenery in there. It's very effective. It's popping really good on camera at least. All right, let's bring these in. Now I'm gonna position them where one's a little higher and one's a little lower. And I'm gonna put one right here above the bow first. A couple of those. So, y'all, what are your New Year's plans? Are you going to just take it easy, stay at home? Or are you going to be, like, going to do something fun? Tell me. Okay, so I'm making these a little bit tighter. These are a little bit further out, a little bit tighter, okay, with the pink. Oh, I'm sorry, when we open up Design School, it opens again in March. So you can get on the wait list, or you just go to our text list at textkeleas.com, and we will be texting you out when it opens again. And we'll have a workshop before Design School opens, so you can come in that way and give it a try in the workshop. A lot of people do that to kind of see my teaching style. Even though I do a little teaching here, when I'm teaching in Design School, I'm teaching you the why behind the placement and the positioning. So that you eventually don't need me and you know where to put things. Darla, I believe tomorrow is the deadline for the gift cards. Yes, ma'am. Dorian, you're working. Yeah, Stacy, yeah. No competitive. I mean, yeah, she's not, it's not going to be like that for her. She's just going to do what she loves and enjoy it. Oh, hi, Tony. At least it was a quiet Christmas. It's going to be a quiet New Year. Well, that's can be nice also. It literally can be really nice. So, as opposed to a lot of drama. We vote no on the drama. So think of it this way. If you go to a super competitive place, it may be harder for you to get roles or, you know, do all that kind of stuff. Now, and there's nothing wrong with that because I'm super competitive and I want to, but not everybody can be the superstar. So I'm excited for her to find the right place for her where she can shine in her own way, you know? Oh, you know what, Tammy? Just email info@keleas.com with your question and they'll look it up for you and take care of it, okay? To see what the deal is with the box, okay? We can get it fixed for next month. Oh, you were, but you didn't take it, Stacy. See, there you go. Hey, that's okay. That is all right. It was nice to be wanted, though, right? Yeah, I don't know if she will go to this school in Minnesota or not, but when they dangle a lot of money in front of you, it's hard to say no. Very hard. Okay, I popped 2 roses coming out of there. Oh, this looks like an English garden. It's looking good. Diane, yes. And I'm glad she's realized that as a young age, you know. How are we doing over here? I see a couple people popping in. Hello, TikTokers. Those are we gotta think of a name for a blue merino that's a TikToker. On TikTok. I shouldn't call them TikTokers. Kaya would probably have a cow. They're not called that, mother. Thanks, Lisa. You switched to business, Stacy? There you go. There you go. See, you never know what direction life's going to take us. All right, I'm going to come, I think, on the other side here of the greenery. Let's see if I like that. I'm just going to kind of push these in. I got to be careful not to just shove them through the back, because when you feel it going in super easy, you know something is not right. Something's not right. Okay, so I've got that working, I've got that working. I feel like I could use a little more. I like them kind of packed in there. Thanks, Kimmy. No, I actually had it. I need to go shopping because, y'all, I've like see all my clothes and I'm like, I've already worn those on many videos. The struggle's real. I need some new tops. This one I got this one for Wreath Makers Live this summer. So no, I've had it since the summer. Thanks, Terry. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Suzanne. All right, let me look here. I've kind of got a triangle of roses there, of pink. I don't up here, but I could make the triangle of those. Let me stand back and take a look at it. Oh man, it looks pretty stinking good. I like these being out a little bit and those being tighter in. We've got 4 roses left. I think I'll tuck a couple in right beside these. I'm going to use this whole bush in here because you could use a pink filler flower to kind of pull out the pink in the ribbon, but I thought this worked really pretty good. I'm going to push that one in and push that one in right there. Okay, and then we have 2 left. If you guys need any help with any prizes from design school or any codes or anything like that, you need to email info@keleas.com. That's where we'll help you with all that. These roses are so nice, y'all. And if you want to save money, you need to get them before the new roses get here, guys, because everything is a lot more expensive that's coming in. But if we still have it on our website, a few left from last year, it's the time to grab it because it's a lot less expensive. You can expect things to go up 20 to 30% with all the new inflation going on. I'm going to go up above here. Just kind of pop that right there. These come down. I like that. Now, I want to come in with a little more greenery in between these few. That's right. It's on an 18-inch base. Sure is. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more greenery up here to reach out. Now, this is kind of a different design because it's tight. Everything's tight, but I like that. I think it's a different look. Yeah, it's definitely a different look. Hello, let's see what's up here. Hi, Tammy. How you doing over there, Chica? We are playing with flowers like normal. We're packing it in here. I'm putting a lot in this design, but I'm having fun. Okay, so now I'm just going to use a little bit of greenery to kind of break it up, guys. Pamela, I would think it's already expired from the Woodland Workshop. I think those would all be expired by now. Y'all, when you win a gift card or something, it has a deadline to use it. Okay, so just keep in mind when you get it of what the deadline is. Let me curl these. I'm going to curl these in a little bit. So pretty. Let's come on this side. I like that. Okay, this is curled, just kind of flowing out here from there. Okay, I've got. Yo, this is so stinking cute. I love when we just kind of freestyle together. We have fun. Hi, Faith. Good to see you too. Me too, Karen. It's really pretty. Now, I'm going to break it up just a little bit with a little greenery in here between these clusters. I am giving that a little motion, as in I'm giving it a little bit of a bend when I put it in, okay? So that it's going with my flow here. I'm really not having to use much moss, though, to cover them up because it's going together so good. But yeah, I agree with Mary Jo's idea. This could be a wedding-ish. It absolutely could be. Now, this is not really trending for current wedding themes at all, but it could be. It would definitely work. Thanks, Brenda. Me too. I'm happy we're over it too. It was bizarre. Hopefully, at least I can lose some weight without much taste buds. It's not that I don't have taste buds, they just are strange. How about right here? I'm going to come in right below the bow. I like that right there. Well, guys, this was super fun. We knocked this out quick. Let me give you a close-up. For those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, there you go. Guys, I asked our followers which color they wanted to pull from this bush, and we had a lot of pinks and purples. So then by the time we started kind of walking around the warehouse and designing our design, we ended up going with using all the colors that were in the bush. So we're going to mix in a little bit of everything. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. So this is our inspiration bush. So you know this is my style. If you've been hanging around here any length of time, you know that wildflower is definitely my style. Hi, Sue. Good to see you, too. Y'all, thanks for spreading the love. You help us so much. If you don't know what spreading the love is, that means share. That's a thing over on Facebook. I don't know exactly what we do on TikTok, but I just appreciate you being here. And on YouTube, I appreciate you being here too. You guys, if you could just like our page, of course, subscribe, get the bell icon, do all the things. It really helps our business, and you're such a blessing to us. Hi there, Doris. Good to see you. You too. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. Oh, yeah. Flower time. Yes, ma'am. So I'm just tearing this bush apart. I loved hand wrap bushes because they're just easy to pull apart. This is a giant one. You're going to get a lot of picks. I've got 4 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. 5, 6. A lot of pieces of this one. I love that. So we'll be able to spread that all around our base. We're going to work on an 18-inch grapevine tonight. And y'all, if you're not on our text list, get on it. We're sending out a text right now to let everybody know we're live. Let me cut this one. Oh, I don't have to cut it. It came apart. This one, I think we can break that into 2 pieces. Hello, Kathy. All right, let's tear this one down. All right, so let's get going. Who's going to join us at the workshop on Thursday? Tell me, do tell me, because we're going to have so much fun. We always do. We're starting off in the morning with a party. That's the first thing. I mean, why not have coffee and a party? We all know I'll have my tea. Oh, Darla, you're good. At least you're showing up everywhere, Darla. That's all that matters. Kathy, did you watch us choose the flowers earlier? Fantastic. I think only thing I added after I got off with you guys, I added some yellow. So I'm trimming off the yucky ends because if they're yucky, you just make a mess going into the wreath. Oh, yay, Stacy's going to be there. Fantastic. Yay, Stacy. Yay, Sue, Bonnie, Heather are going to be at the workshop. Yay. It's going to be so much fun. I'm glad you're going to be there. We have a blast. Okay, so here is a yellow. I added this one, I think off camera. But isn't this a pretty yellow? And it's got that wispy feel. So we're going to put that in there too. Hi, Tony. Yay, Darla's going to be there and Penny. You guys are awesome. All right, let's get rocking. I picked up this greenery because it's really bright green. We better put a hanger on this dude first. You're going to be there? Yay! Fantastic. Oh, man. Hey, Christina. Good to see you, too. And Christy and Catherine. Hi there, Tony. Rosemary's going to be at the workshop. Yay! Y'all, it's going to be a blast. If you've never been to one of our workshops, I make it a lot of fun, and hopefully you learn a lot. And I'll be right there chatting with you every second of the way. So if you have questions, you can ask. And we can develop your design right as we're working together. You can ask any questions you want. It makes it so nice and easy. Hey, Carol. Yay! Ruth Ann's going to be there. Nice. Margaret's going to be there. Yay. Wonderful. I'm telling you. All the cool kids are going to be there, y'all. All right, let's get some of this in. Now, I'm going to decide. I think I picked out some of the bows we had done recently, and I thought this pink one might be pretty cute to put in there, so we may add that at the end. We'll see. We may go no bow. You know how I can get sometimes, and I'm like, no bow. Let me get this angled up good for everybody and see if you guys can all see it. Yay, you can see it good. Fantastic. Let's rock and roll. Get started. So I'm going to put a little greenery around. Oh, we got to put the hanger on. I keep saying that and don't do it. I am so bad about a hanger, and I have to put it in. Hi, Brenda. Aw. Stacy, what time's the workshop start? I believe the first video is at 10. Check in the workshop Facebook group, because it's got the real schedule. I look at that right before. I've got everything planned out, but I'm not sure of the exact times. Nicole and I planned it all out, and I'm like, I don't know how long ago that was already. Oh, you sent me some roses? Thank you so much. Oh, I love that they send me flowers. I mean, stars are cool too, but you know, flowers is a little more on brand for our business, right? Hi, Joan. You love that bow? I know, that bow's a good one. Yay, Patricia, great. I hope you can come hang out with us live. If you can't be there live, you know, it's no problem. Everything's available. You're even entered into all the contests if you're not there live. But it is fun to be there live, so I can chill with you. This bunny, Jessica, is a purpley blue. She's kind of like a purple blue. She's really pretty. She's really pretty. Yay! Lisa, I'm glad you're a blue merino. I'm so glad you are. All right, it's on. Can everybody see? Everybody can see good. I know, we're going to have so much fun. Okay, it is 10 a.m. Central. Hello over from Australia. Good to see you. Okay, we're going to pop in that greenery we cut up first. Got a lot of cameras going, a lot of things happening, a lot of comments, but I'm here. I'm a talker. I like to, used to, before my page went down with Facebook, I would have like hundreds of comments coming in fast, when we have a lot of people watching, and I like, it was challenging for me, and I loved it. Hi, Linda. Good to see you too. So now you guys are doing that again. You're challenging me. Can I catch all the comments? Of course not, but I'm going to try. All right, let's get in here. Let's get this wildflower wreath popping. I'm going to put these in. This is that really bright green. We used this for the first time last year on a watermelon wreath we did, and I loved it because it's like a fuchsia, really bright. Is fuchsia green, I think? Is that pink? No, it's pink. Y'all know the term for bright green. It's blue. It's blue purple. All right, let's do this a little bit different. Let's come up a little here. Let's get wild. I'm going to put a little Spanish moss. Oh, hey, I did get confirmation the Spanish moss is on the way. So I know a lot of y'all have been asking. It's coming. So it really is coming now. It's not the, yay, it's coming. No, it's not. It's really going to be here. Lime green. Yeah. Isn't there a term for green that's like this bright, shocking green? Lime does a good description. Hello, Molo. Hello, Molo. Good to see you. Was it watermelon or pumpkin, Darla? That's wrong. That's wrong. Darla's giving me a hard time, right? Chartreuse, Kathy. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Chartreuse. Yeah. We gotta have the fancy color names, y'all. So I'm gonna get this spread around a little here. Get a lot of green popping. Try to. Without throwing it on the ground. I was telling Nicole the other day, y'all, Nicole's my assistant. She's the one answering all your questions, helping out so amazingly, that I've got to get more room in here for all the cameras. That's why I'm like backed into the corner trying to get it straight. But we'll get there. That means I've got to clean the bloom room. And y'all know, that is not the fun part, right? The fun part is making, not cleaning. But it'll have to be done at some point. Neon, close. Yeah, neon green. Lime green, Vicky? That works. That works. Hey, I wanted the big fancy words today. Why not? Anyway, it's really bright. It's like the bunny back here, really bright green. So I thought it would pop really good with all the other pieces we're putting on here. So let's get this in. I think I'll put this maybe right here. So I've got a kind of a great distribution on there of green popping. You guys check it out. Okay, I've got it spread out. I just used one of those bushes. Kind of a little bit of greenery. We're not going to need a ton of greenery because we have picked out floral. Remember, this is our inspiration piece. We've picked out floral that is just totally every color. See how pretty? Gosh, this is so pretty. Right, Claudette? You get me in the corner. Dangerous. Okay, so we know our bow is pink, so we really want to be popping the pink, and we picked out these. They called these, what did they call these? Peach blossoms, and they're just really, really bright pink. So we're going to put those in next too. Ask Alexa to clean up. Great idea. Rhonda, the supply list for the Bunny Workshop is when you're in the Facebook group for the Bunny Workshop. It's up there in the units, and the password's there for you. If you cannot find it, we can tag you in that post. So just send an email to info@Keleas.com and we'll help you. Cleaning is no fun, I know. Right? Oh, is it translating to Spanish? Are you speaking Spanish? Hola, Stacy. Oh, man. So let's get some of these peach blossoms in here. I'm going to give them a little bend. I haven't not played with these. My first time playing with these. So let's get these in. I think I'm just going to use them full pieces. So let's pop a little above and below the bow. I wish we could ask Alexa to clean up. That would be nice. Jessica, yeah, you'll get a supply list for tonight. And we just finished the supply list from last night, too. So, yeah, you'll have all that for tonight. You will. Hey, lady, good to see you. Let's pop this in. Okay, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to kind of split between the bright green up here. I'm shooting it off pretty far, guys. Pretty far. I have a hanger on the wreath, but I'm currently not using it. So just watch if it starts to rotate on you. You hate to lose the center of your design halfway through the building of it. And you're like, okay. Oh my gosh. All your captions are in Spanish. Hilarious, Stacy. That's all right. Probably the language got switched somehow. Good luck. You know, this weekend I had to do a lot of Googling on how to do stuff. Mainly, you know what it is, and some of you might relate to this if you have kiddos or teenagers or grandkids. It was those little charges on your phone trying to figure out where they're going, what they're for, if my daughter's using them anymore. That was a lot of Googling. Hi, Georgie. Alexa does no cleaning for us, right, Linda? She does not. I mean, she's useful, but we could try Hey Google. See if that's coming through a little bit better. Hey, it depends what platform I'm on, what we're saying. You know, some places we're going to be all Alexa, some places we're going to be Hey Google. Yeah, you got to play the game. All right, so I've got those popping in really nice and bold. And pay attention. Like, look. They're kicking off there. Like, this is a party. Already, 2 colors. Pink and green. Now we're going to put it in the purple. Let's pop some purple. This is our sweet pea stem. I love this stem. Oh, I love it in every color. I think we have it in yellow. And I don't know if we have any left in pink, but we have yellow for sure. We're going to use the purple in here. These stems are actually pretty good. You can use them for hangers too. They got a good bend to them. So I like to hold on to those. Oh, Siri told you she doesn't get paid enough to clean. Oh my gosh, true, Siri. I don't blame her. Siri's like, you're gonna have to hire somebody else for that, Stacy. Nate needs to get in there and clean in. Nate's like, I've got homework. If you tell the kids they have to do cleaning, I don't know if y'all do that, it's all said they have homework. Oh, I've got to do some homework, you know. There's one tag. Oh, there's 2 tags on here. Let me get these tags off. These are way at the top, so I have to be careful or I'll cut off the flower. Just a second. Don't you love it? Hey, Carolyn. Good to see you. Glad you're hanging out. I hope you got that shelf put back. Carolyn posted the other day that a shelf of flowers fell over, and I thought, oh, Lord. It's going to be so much to clean up. Hey, Tammy. Oh, bet it all on red, Tammy. Hello, Miss Wreath Purpose. Good to see you over here. Okay, we're putting in the sweet pea now. Let's pop these in. And I'm trying to kind of evenly distribute out our purple so we get a nice spread of color. Basically, because this is going to be a whole collection of colors. I am going to end up loving this. I believe it. I'm going to believe it. Michelle, the kids get sleepy, right? Hey, Ramona. Yeah, if you say you got homework, it's like, oh, I'm asleep now. Gotta go to bed. It's my bedtime. Oh, sure. Sure it is. All right, let's put a little Spanish moss on here. If you're new, I'm putting Spanish moss on top of the glue. So I use that to kind of sandwich it in. I did do a TikTok about that today. So if you guys over here on TikTok didn't see it, you can see it up close of what I'm doing with that. I got to catch all the TikTok people up on the Blue Merino Speak. I've been on Facebook for a long, long time, but I get to get you all the lingo. Oh, right. There are so many dang Apple charges. You have no idea what they are. Yeah. You thought the grandkids got your number, Linda. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah. Well, you know, you say yes to this and yes to that, and then you're like, okay, what is this $7.99 for anymore? I don't even know. Okay, that's looking really pretty. Look how pretty that is. Okay, let's come in above with the purple too. So I'm just keeping a little bit above, a little bit below. Thank you. I'm glad you like it already. I think it is going to be really pretty. Hey, Stella. Jessica says, and they have to go to the bathroom. Yes, teenagers have to go to the bathroom when it's cleaning time and all of that. Y'all, my sister was the queen of that when we were growing up. And she would have to go for a while. Jan says, it's cleaning is so rewarding when it's done. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. I mean, even at the warehouse, as new stuff's been coming in, we've been purging out older things. You know, we try to have new sale items monthly, so we have some new items that we discount, and it's nice to get the old out and the new in and straighten it up. It is rewarding. Absolutely. You guys, if you want to be on our text list, you're going to text to our phone number up in the description, or go to textkeleas.com. Text us the word live and you'll get live alerts whenever we're live. Now, I don't know that our live alert has delivered yet. I haven't seen it pop up yet. If anybody got it, let me know. Sometimes there's stuff out of our control, but we try to let you know when we're live. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. Isn't that gorge? You guys over here, you see it starting to develop? Pink, purple, green. So pretty. Okay, we've got some more colors to bring in. Let's see. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Hello, Nelson. Good to see you. Hey, Shelby. Glad you're here. Okay, of course, I've got a little purple, a little cream, and yellow left. These are very long, so I need to think about having them place out here towards the perimeter. These are gorgeous purple. And then these are those mini daisies, and I'm addicted to these. These were also in the subscription box. I don't know if they were yellow or white, but you got the text alert? Fantastic, because I wasn't sure if it was working. I never saw it come through on my phone yet. So I was like, is it working tonight? Good. Thanks for letting me know. Just right for Easter? It would be. It would be totally. I'm thinking, I've been trying to create some pieces that are Easter kind of colors, but people can leave them up. You know, they don't necessarily have a bunny on them. Now, a cross could stay up all the time, but, you know, Easter bunny would be a little more, you know, Easter specific as far as the rabbit goes. But I think it's a good idea to think about that if you're making your wreaths to sell in a shop or craft shows. I'm just pushing these up, guys. I like to get those, just like last night, if you watched when I made the purple wreath, I like to get these leaves up to kind of cuddle my blooms. Okay, good. You guys, I'm so glad the text alert's working. If you guys over here on TikTok are not on the alert yet, you might want to get on there. Just textkeleas.com, and it's a text messaging service, so I own it, so I don't have to worry about if anything disappears. I can tell you where I'm at. We had that happen before a few years ago, so you guys were like, where's Keleas? Ah! And I was like, I don't know what happened. Thanks, Vicky. Ronnie, you got it late? Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing what's going on with mine. All right, let's get some pops of white in here. And I'm going to really cluster these up. Remember, we're thinking wildflower. We're thinking wispy. So let's get a little pop of these in here. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Okay. Let's put this one in. Okay, how about a little bit of white, maybe right in here. I'm gonna bring that in. I like these pop in like this is a little. We're gonna do our own little garden here. Oh Lord, what is this? Like, you ever find one of these little things, guys, and you're like, it's a rubber foot off of something, and you don't know what it goes to? I wonder if it's from my glue pot. I don't know. I don't think so. Well, we'll be wobbling along on something. Oh my gosh. Y'all, if you like this project, you would love to come join us at our Floral Bunny Workshop this week, where we are going to make wreaths with bunnies. And we're working with all these foam bunnies that are exclusive to our website. We have several different colors. And we're going to be jazzing them up, not only to make that wreath right over there. We're going to teach you how to make that step by step. And not just like today where I'm making it. I'm going to teach you the floral design principles that I'm using every time I put something in a wreath, so you can start to hear Keleas in your head every time you design. And it will help you get better organically at what you're doing. So you will know what to do by practicing without me even having to show you. But that's what we're going to be doing on Thursday this week. So I don't want you to miss it. Do I have any more white? Yeah, my glue pot is right here. I was worried that it was wobbling around, but it seems okay. It seems okay. All right, let's put these in next. Oh. This one I'm going to put up a little bit higher. Who thinks they're going to be a winner in the new workshop? Who thinks they're going to be one of the first people to, or who's competitive and wants to win? I know we've got a lot of those. A lot of those lovely competitive folks in our group. I saw them signing up. We'll see if any of them are going to be there. It's so funny. They're so cute. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've got little pockets of white hopping in there. That looks really cool. I love that. Right, you forget where that foot is, Claudette, don't you? I understand. All right, now let's come in here. This is our main bush that we started with. So I want to get this placed in, and then we're going to pop in a little bit of more of that yellow. Miss Grace is, Jessica is, and Stella says she hopes so. Me. You guys are great. Y'all are great. Well, you know, we're going to spread around as much love as we can to all of y'all. That's one of the things I love to do. I love to give back to those who support me and treat you extra special. Yay, Sandra! We're going to have fun. Okay, I'm going to come into the top now, and we're going to keep placing these in. Now, remember, if you can see the glue, this is real important that you catch it now and cover it. I don't not like glue strings showing. I don't like glue. You can see the shininess of the glue, so you got to make sure you've got it covered. So I'm going to pop this one in here. This one's got a little bit of white. Let me go with a little less white up there. Oh, here's a good purple one. Mainly because I've got a big piece of white here. Let's bring a little bit different color to the back. So I'm going to put this one in. Oh, you like the extra discount? Oh, Carol's like, dropping hints. Carol, I can't tell you everything. It's a secret. I like to keep you surprised. Hey, Carla! 2 in a row. Carla, I helped ship your big order today that went out. I helped pack it. Actually, I did the label. I can't take all the credit. I did the label this morning. And hopefully FedEx picked up properly. I didn't get any notifications that they didn't, so fingers crossed. We've had some new FedEx drivers, and the first day the poor driver got there, he said, "Do I take all of this?" And I'm like, "Yes, you take all of this." Thanks, Linda. Okay, let's see. I've got a little more white and purple and yellow. I'm just trying to watch. I'm filling in with this because I'm using this not only like a filler flower, but a greenery both. So I need to have a little bit of both. Let's put a little bit more white down here at the bottom. So if you haven't ever done that, when you take a bush apart, you really got to think about where you're putting it back in and what kind of clusters you're making with it. They're real easy just to tear apart, but have to have a plan when you go back in. Right? Just, you're the boss. And you claim that you did it, right? Yay, Teresa! Jack says, do you find separating the moss ahead of time is best? It can be. Now, I will tell you, my sister always would do that. When Charlie was making wreaths with me to sell, she liked to have her little pieces of moss ready to go. Now, me, I just pull a little and just wad it and go. But she liked to have hers ready to go, so it's up to you, whatever you want to do. I just pull them here. Now, it looks awkward because I have to stand off to the side, but if I was just standing here in front, that all would be happening with my left hand, right hand, and I'll try to keep all the mess in my bucket. So there's my moss bucket, and I just keep it under my wreath stand. That just works the best for me, but Charlie always made her balls first, so that may be what you want to do. It's whatever floats your boat. Do I have any more of those? Oh, I've got 2 more right here. I tell you, I'm in the corner. I got to get out of the corner over here. Oh, thanks, Carol. You're so sweet. I'm sure you will. Monica, it'll be coming soon. You guys, and what I did is I put a video up in the workshop for y'all talking about supplies. So go check that if you haven't seen it, okay? All right, let me separate this one. Gosh, this is pretty, guys. Let's bring this one kind of underneath. I like how we kind of went way off the base on this. I think that's gorgeous. And when you get a flower like this, this isn't a cherry blossom. It's a peach blossom. It looks like kind of like a cherry blossom. But when you get a flower like that, if you can utilize the depth of it, it's a winner. It's totally a winner. Yeah, you could sign up for the workshop just right below. We don't have links over here on TikTok, so if you want to sign up over here, it's floralbunnyworkshop.com. And it's happening this Thursday. It all has replays. You do have to be on Facebook for it, though, because it's done in a Facebook group, okay? Marcy, in Design School, just go into the Design School, and it's under announcements for Design School members, but anyone can join the workshop. You don't have to be a Design School member to join. Anybody is welcome. It's a great way to see how our class works and kind of the fun things we do all year long in our design school. Okay. All right. I want to show you how woodsy it's looking. Look here, guys. Filling in. Look how pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Love that. Check it out over here. Look. Oh my gosh, y'all. Woo, you're just getting into more florals. Fantastic. Come hang with us anytime. Of course, here. Our design school opens up twice a year, and we have workshops different times throughout the year, but they're a good way to come in and get a kind of a taste of it. All right. Now let's see if we still like our bow. This is a bow we made a few Wednesdays ago, or last Wednesday I was out of town, so the Wednesday before. So there's the bow we're thinking about putting on. So I think I'm cool with it. I still like it. Let's go ahead and put this on, and then we're going to decide how much more florals. So when you see an item that's protected on our website, it means it's being either saved for our workshop or it's being saved for our design school students. So with supplies being so limited, we had to protect our supplies for our workshop and our supplies for our design school members. So we had to do that with our 60919, and we also had to do that with our bunnies for this workshop and the supplies. So if you see something protected, it's just because it's for our members in our community who are design school members. Yes. Oh, you love it? I think it's going to be pretty. Now, we're not done. We're just getting the bow in. And then we've got to work in around this bow. It's real important that your bow looks cohesive with your design and you're able to mingle it in. It's a big deal to me to break the planes of things. It's a huge deal to me. So you're going to see me do that a lot. That's just the way I prefer to design. And I'm going to teach my strengths because these are things I've sold thousands of and sold for many years. I've been doing this for 25 years. And I did craft shows for a living for 17 years all over the country selling floral wreaths and other products, and so it's just what I love to do. Look how pretty that is in there. Ooh, it's popping that pink. Popping that pink. Oh, this is when we added that cool check. Our Tarlequin. Yummy. Betty, do we have some bunnies? Yeah, we still have some bunnies in stock. Nicole is going to do a post. I don't know if she's done it yet with in the workshop to show you exactly what's left bunny-wise. So you can go pick out. There's still several colors left. Yeah, so the workshop is all virtual. I'm sorry, it's all online. You don't have to go anywhere. Yeah, it's delivered to you via a Facebook group. Great question. Yes, it's all online. You come to it virtually. You can watch the replays, join us live. You get recorded content as well as live content in the workshop. It's all delivered in a Facebook group. So if you're here on Facebook, it's real easy. You'll just ask to join the group once you've signed up, and we'll get you approved. And it all starts on Thursday. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so if a lot of items are sold out for the workshop, you don't have to worry because I'm going to cover the main project using some other supplies. So you will have a recorded version of the main project and you'll have an alternative version of the main project. One of the things you're going to learn in the workshop is how to substitute different colors into our recipe and different textures. So every time I'm in a workshop, I'm making sure you're learning some type of floral skill that you can take back to your design journey and implement it into whether you have a business or you just make things for yourself or you just want to get better at making florals. Maybe you've done a lot of mesh wreaths and you're ready to go into the floral portion of it and you want to know, hey, how do I start this? How do I do this? That's the kind of stuff you're going to learn in our workshop. And that's also how I teach in design school. It's literally step by step. So no matter if you're a beginner or an expert, you can go to the part that you need the most help with. Okay, I'm going to lay the yellows out here. I do have 3 of these purple pink alliums. I don't know if we'll use them. We'll see. Yeah, I know we still have several colors available of the bunnies. I think we're sold out of 2 colors or something like that. So there's still a lot. And we're going to be playing with the big ones and the little ones. So there's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And plus we got all these fun flowers we're going to be playing with. So you're going to come out of there with several ideas to implement for your next project. Okay, I'm going to put a little yellow in here, just a little pop coming in there, and then I'm a little bit higher piece up the top. I love that in there. Thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. Let's put these in. I like that these are so long. Sometimes florals do not come as long as I want them, and I love the length on these. Oh, yes. Gorge. How about one more out the front over to that side? And these have all those little leaves. Thanks, Kim. I think it's turning out really great. Now, wildflower wreaths, I had a viral wildflower wreath a few years ago on our Etsy store. And it was funny. I was presenting at Wreath Makers Live how to mass produce this products. And it was funny. I actually had a viral wreath, so it was perfect. While we were doing content, we had something go viral, so we had to really had to mass produce a lot of it. Debbie, you think the alliums are too big for the wildflowers? Yeah, I don't know if we'll put them in or not. We'll play with them. I like that they're like a compact color. We can see if we still want them or not once we get to this part at the end. We may want them, or we may just go with what we got. Because I like that this beautiful bow is kind of the star of the show right now. And sometimes, and we've talked about this in design school a little bit about, hey, how do I know, who's the star of the show? Is it the florals or is it the bow? And, sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's one or the other. So you gotta play the game. You do. All right, I've got one little piece of greenery left here. I'm going to use, this is from our original bush. And I'm going to use that right up here by the white flowers at the top. Kind of spread these. This is such a cute spray. We're making this one, Karen, on the 18-inch. You could scale this down and do it a 14-inch grapevine. She's asking about the size of the grapevine, guys. This is an 18. I've been on an 18 kick lately. I go back and forth. You never know what Keleas going to be doing. Okay, I need a little yellow coming down. I'm going to find my longest piece. Let's put this one popping out the bottom. So guys, we're going to be texting out the text list. Jump on, the supply list. Jump on our text list if you're not there already. The link is at the top of this post. If you're watching on TikTok or YouTube, you're going to want to go to textklee.com to sign up. Hey, Debbie, thank you. I just want something different, you know. Got to change it up sometimes. Okay, this little yellow is a little bit long here. I'm just going to take and separate this piece into two smaller ones. Oh, yay, Sandra. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Let's put this in behind these little wildflowers. You've got to do a little bit of detail around the bow because it seems to really show up right in this area because it's kind of a focal point, you know. Ooh, dang, y'all, it's pretty. Love it. Let me put a little more yellow up here. I'm just looking for my holes. If I've got any holes right in there, I think would be a good spot for that. I love that. Hey, Tamala. Hey, Linda. Good to see you over here. You guys are so sweet. Linda checking in on TikTok. Thank you. Thanks, Kathy. All right, let's come in up above. Oh, I'm just kind of gonna put this right up in here, a little bit higher. Uh-oh, don't fall off. I don't have it on the hanger right now. There we go. Okay, I think it's pretty darn good. And I think we could put the allium in, but I think they are going to take it a little more purpley than I want because I really want the pink to stand out. So I think we did it. What do you guys think? Look at what we made! We're going to have so much fun. We're going to create a wreath with these today. These products came from our monthly subscription box called the Blooms, Berries, Branches, and Buds box. If you want to know more info about this, just type in the comments BBBB or text us at 832-734-5201. Text us BBBB box and I will know you want the information about this subscription box. So guys, this one comes out the 10th of every month. This one is from 2 months ago. So it included everything you see here plus some gorgeous Easter picks. And we're going to create a wreath that is not necessarily Easter. It's just going to be beautiful florals. And we're going to use all of these pieces in there. Well, we may not use them all, but we're going to use quite a bit. So while I get this space cleared up, let me tell you about the BBB box. The BBBB box is Blooms, Berries, Branches, and Buds. And what that stands for is, of course, what I just said. But it is a monthly subscription of gorgeous florals like these killer peonies and of course the other pieces you just saw delivered directly to your door. The cost of the box is $79.97. We haven't gone up on that. You get a $100 value of products, so you're getting 20% off the products that are in the box. Shipping is depending on where you are located, the cost of shipping. So it is a no-brainer. If you make wreaths, you love to design, and you're not sure what's going to go together or what coordinates, that's the advantage of joining our subscription box, is that we take all the thought out of the process and just send you beautiful things that coordinate together so you have a winning recipe. And every month I do try to use the boxes. I'm a little bit late doing this one, but I do try to use the boxes so you'll see what we're creating. Okay, so we're going to be doing a design with this one. And a common question we get about the subscription boxes is, how many wreaths can you make out of them? And that just depends on how big and how much you put from each project in there. I would say usually 2 if they're the smaller wreaths. If you make a really big one, maybe just 1. But it just depends on how much we put in there and how many fancier bushes or how much more basic bushes we have each month as far as the value goes. So these are 2 premium bushes in this one right here. So they took up a lot of the cost because they are just these gorgeous pieces. So I started off with that yellow spray in there, and I just trimmed off and cleaned up the ends. And we do that because we need it to be nice and neat when we put these in our wreath base. So I'm going to take each of these and shake hands. This is exactly what I would tell you to do. If you were in our design school class, I would take and separate these out, okay? Y'all, and if you haven't ever been in our classes and would love to join them, I know so many of our Blue Merinos are here watching every day, our Keleas Blue Merinos. But if you haven't joined our class, it opens up twice a year. And you can definitely get on the wait list for it at Keleas. So it's just like Keleas.com, K-E-L-E-A-S, designschool.com. Let me break this one down too. This is the Great Filler Pick. It's actually a bush. It's large. And this we're going to break out into several pieces. So I'm going to take and, before I even shake hands with this, I'm just going to start tearing it into pieces. And we're going to start to lay out our perimeter of this design. So I like hand wrap pieces so I don't have to cut. That saves my wrist. Guys, I've had a couple of hand surgeries, so try to take good care of my body when it comes to creating, because you have a tendency, if you make things to sell, you sometimes can overuse your body. So we want to be careful with our hands and our wrists. So tearing is nice because it's not using one specific set like cutting is. Okay, we're going to take these, and the next thing, you see all the little papers here, I got to clean it up, okay? Trim these off till we get nice, neat ends, and I'm just going to put them over here in my little pile. So we take that one big bush and we make it into all these smaller sections, which is going to really help us in the design we're going to be creating with this wreath. So let's bring these over. Continue to trim them off, each little stem. We'll be kind of manipulating them a little bit more and doing the final handshake with them as we place them in. Now you're going to need some Spanish moss too to cover your mechanics, because we are going to have a lot of insertion points into the space, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I promise you it's going to be floral-rific. Okay, I'll make up a new word every week for, you know, juicy, floral-rific, floral freaks, whatever we are. I think we're all of that every week. We literally are. All right, let's start off first. I'm going to come in with our beautiful yellows, and let's get those equal placement around the perimeter. So you'll see me going in here, giving that a swirl into the glue pot, and then I'm going to press it in. Okay, there's my first piece. And I'll grab some moss to cover up any glue. Sometimes it goes in where you don't have to worry about covering it up, guys, and it just, you don't see the glue. But in most cases, when you're first going in here, you're going to see the glue. So take and just press it in, and then I'm going to make sure it's going in good. And then I'm going to cover that glue with moss. So if you've never seen me do that, that's literally to cover the glue. So 98% of my wreaths are going to be sold, so I need to make sure they look really, really professional. And I just call that covering my mechanics. Okay. So I'm spreading these out equally around the perimeter. And I'm just doing that so I get a nice distribution of the yellow. Okay, sometimes in the BBB box we get, you get multiple picks. Sometimes you just get one, because this was a fancy, expensive one. Look at this, it has that Spring Grapevine in it. Dusty Miller, so pretty. Okay, yellow's in. Let me put a little bit of moss over here on that one. And I see a little bit there. You have to hit that glue while it's hot, though, or it won't stick. So get it in quick. Alrighty. Now we're going to come in between each of these with some of the fun little wildflowers. So I'm just going to work my way around. I'm going to put one behind each of the yellow clusters. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can pick out some that have... let's see, we have purple and yellow. It doesn't really matter. Just go in right behind it. It's that one. And that will also help hide the glue a little bit. We're tucking that right in. And that one has a fern. So show that fern off, baby. And then one here. Let me see if I have a... Here's one with little white berries and a fern. Gorgeous. And I'm going to put that one in right behind also. Keep placing them in. All right. Okay, so now I have got these larger open sections, and I'm going to go now right in the center of that with the next pick, okay? We're still using the very wispy ones, from that one bush. That's what I like about that one bush. You're getting so much out of it. Literally, so much. Okay, one in the big open section. So you can see I just keep working my way around. I'm looking for the ones with ferns. I'm going to use those. Let's see, I have fern. I have a fern. We'll use this one here. Just trying to, in this type of design, equal distribution is kind of nice. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's kind of that wildflower look. But a little bit goes a long way when it comes to that. And you can see we already have a great shape starting out, don't we? Come right between. All right. Now, these pieces, we're going to hold these as we come more to the center in a little bit. And we're going to bring over a couple of the other beautiful wildflower picks that were in there too. So I'm going to bring these out. And I'm going to put aside those. And let's start to get these in. We'll prep these the same way. I'm just going to take and tear it. Now you can use fewer sprays and tighten this design up towards the center. If you want to get more projects out of your box, it's up to you. So the advantage of getting the subscription box is you didn't have to think about if any of this was going to match when you were on our website ordering. You knew when it was delivered that those decisions would be made for you by a professional. Y'all, and I've planned these boxes out months ahead of time. So literally I'm picking out products I know you're going to love working with. Now this is a different type of stem you may have never worked with. These are paper flowers. These are literally wired, these cute little berry stems in there. Just love all that texture. So I'm going to keep tearing these down. And as you can see, we continue to tear. And then I'm going to clean up the ends of them. I'm just going to clean these up. And you're doing that because you're getting all this paper out of your way. All right, so I've got, those were 2 different bushes and they are ready to go. And I'm going to continue to add these. I'm going to take, and each section, we'll start here at the top. I'm going to put one in here. Just tuck it in. Oh gosh, this is gorgeous, y'all. And I'm going to bring one, I'm going to do all one color to start so we get it equally distributed, okay? So just keep pushing it in behind, keep rotating it. Comes this one. And make sure you're going with this into those open areas that need filling. Like in here, we need that to see it completely filled. I can see a little bit of moss here. Glue. I'm always saying glue and moss. Design school students probably are tired of me saying that wrong, but they still love me. I love them. Sometimes the words come out. Oh my goodness. I'm drooling already. Now, we're going to add this pink because we are going to be using that pink peonies. So we got to pull in more pink. We got a lot of yellow, but we want to dominate pink now to make those look great. So we're going to do the same thing. Now, I'm going to find any hole I have. The biggest hole I have, I see right here. I'm going to start there. And then we're going to equally present these in as we work around. Oh, dang. I love that. Oh. Y'all, I just get so excited when these are coming out so good. Juicy. Literally juicy. Get in here. I got glue. Well, I somehow picked up a hair in the glue pot. Sometimes when you do that, you get that little glue string hanging in there. Ooh, wee! Y'all, bloomerinos. Telling you. You could stop right here if you wanted. This is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't even mind the grapevine showing in the center. Just watch out for any glue you might have showing. I see a little bit right here. Okay. Happy with all of that. Now, grab that peony bush. What the heck? The Keleas.com sign was rogue. All right. We are going to be using this peony bush. I love it. We're going to take and push these all the way up. Okay? All the way up. I love for those leaves to work as cover as we do the center of the wreath. So they're going to cover up any mechanics. We won't have to use as much of the moss. Okay, see how they're all pushed down? All the leaves are down? All the leaves are down. Okay, cut these to about 3 inches. We're going to trim the whole bush. We're about to go to town with this. This is some of my favorite stuff to do, y'all. I'm just kind of trimming them. And you can back off if you wanted to get a couple projects out of this. I know you could, but I'm feeling like we need to blow it out of the water. Okay, these are filler pieces. We're going to pull those to the side, and I'm going to start to separate my heads out. Okay, there's a little head. These are big heads. Head is the floral head, okay? That's a small one. Filler, little head, big head. Y'all, you know, everybody likes a little head and a big head. Either way, we got to have both. There's a little one. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large heads, and it looks like I only have 4 small heads. So we're going to take, and really quick, what I find the easiest to do with these is just tuck them in first, okay? They are going to be at an angle rather than straight up. I like them at a slight angle. So let's go big one, big one. I think those need to be a little closer. Just gently tucking them in. We don't have to glue them yet, because we got to watch our placement. All right, nice. Those are in beautifully, and they're going with the flow. We picked a flow, and we just stuck with it. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Now, in between each of these, we're going to put a small one. Okay, I'm going to have to skip one area, and I chose to skip right there. And in there, we'll pop a little white flower. And I'll try to pop a little white flower maybe right here. And here. Look at this. All right. I'm happy with that. The only thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to bring, once I glue them, I'm going to tilt the heads back just a little bit so they face front. Oh, so juicy. Let's start down here. Start right here. So I'm going to just give it a swirl in the glue pot. This is why you just love the glue pot. You're not pulling triggers, not causing any hand injuries. Give that a bend. I'm just going to back this up a little bit. Okay, and I want these heads looking up. Okay, let's put the little greenery right in here. A bit of extra greenery. Bend that head up. Pretty. Now I'm going to come in with this one. Just tuck all that out of your way as you're gluing it, and we're going to rotate this around. Pressing it into the grapevine, twisting it up, and then that way the metal part is going into the grapevine, and then the flower head can sit up for you, okay? Here's our cute little white flowers. Okay, so that's going in like that, and then I'm bending it up. And all these leaves are going to hide all your mechanics. Okay, so that's what's happening when you're putting it in. Just love this. This is so stunning. Okay, I'm going to pull that out. Okay, we're going to keep working our way around. This one is a little more time consuming, but it's okay. You can find pleasure and just enjoying the process. Bend that. Put this one in. We're still working around. I've got one more greenery, and if I put it, oh, there's a flower here. We got to put the flower in first. Perfect. Now this other big head. So the key to this project is kind of measuring out what you've got before you get going, so that way you have equal distribution as you go around. That's the trickiest part of it. So you get a nice fluid look when it all comes down to it. Oh, I bet I sell this right away. This is gorgeous. I love the pink close to the center mixed with the wildflower look. I love that. That's just gorgeous. Is this one glued in? And this is our last little flower here. Gotta make sure I got it going in, bend it up. And then I'll put a little greenery, the other greenery pick in there too. Okay, everybody's nicely glued in, nice and tight. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, make sure those heads are sitting up. Give them more of a bend. Make sure they're kind of coming in there. Now take the florals on the outside and make them work between the flowers. Bring them in a little bit to make it a cohesive. Look at this. Are you kidding me? This is gorgeous. Now, grab those few pieces we had left, okay? I'm going to use these a little bit in the center to kind of break up the straight lines of the middle, okay? We're not going to go crazy with this. Now, it's real important you stay with the flow you chose from the beginning. Otherwise, you will mess up your design. And it will look cluttered instead of clean and beautiful. Okay, I'm tucking this in, and this is just going to kind of break the plane just a little bit of those gorgeous florals. Oh, y'all, you've got to get our subscription box. You don't want to miss out on the next one. The next wreath I'm making together with you with all the supplies. You'll have them right at hand when they come in. Isn't this gorgeous? I love that. I like breaking the plane of straight lines in my pieces, so you're going to see me doing that. Just when you thought it was neat and clean, no, no. No, no, we're going to change the script on you a little. Oh. And that took and softened those lines of these darker leaves on those petals. Here's two pieces together, so I'm going to just take and trim that off. These are kind of the smaller pieces, and we'll use two of these together. And I'll give them a swirl. We're going to push these in right here underneath. And now I don't have to hide those mechanics as much because I've already been doing it. And we did it. A gorgeous pink peony wildflower wreath. Y'all can make your own. I know you can. I want to show y'all what we're going to work with. We've got a bunch of yellow today to work with, and I'm going to show you how pretty these are. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, Bonnie. You just bought an electric skillet on Monday? Fantastic. So, you guys that are new, if you might see my electric skillet in the background, here it is here. Okay, electric skillet that we melt glue in. I just use regular hot melt glue, nothing fancy. We sell some on Keleas.com. You don't have to buy the kind I have to use this. You can use any kind in there. And I love my glue skillet because I don't have to pump a glue gun. I've had a couple of hand surgeries from overuse of my wrists. So I'm very tentative to that now and pay attention that I don't want to grip any guns. I just want to swirl it and stick it in and rock and roll. So let's start to shape this out first. Hey, Pamela. Bonnie needs a whole nother house. Yes. Wilmy, you just got back from Tractor Supply. Nice. Hi, Melissa. Lisa, you were my TikTok favorite girl last night. Thank you, Lisa. Wherever you watch, please know you always are helping us by watching and coming in and commenting and interacting. Because whatever algorithm you're watching in, whether that's YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok, when you interact with some of the people that you like and you like their video, you make comments, of course, if you share, all those algorithms are going to show you more of that content. So it's a good thing to do. What I try to do is get you on our text list because I actually own the text list. Nobody can take it away from me. If y'all know, back in 2017 or 2018, my Facebook got taken down, and for just nothing I really did wrong. It just was a glitch type thing. So I lost it for many, many days. So now I'm a little bit more protective. So that's why I always ask you to go to textkele.com, and that way I can text you whatever we're doing, whatever's going on. You won't miss a thing, you know? How are you, Liz? Hello, Patty. Good to see you too. Terry, hello's checking in. It's with all the other blue merinos. Absolutely. Hey, checking in from Nashville over here. I love it. Who is this? I don't know your name, but welcome. Sometimes on different platforms they have their usernames, so I sometimes guess, but it's hard to tell. But welcome, welcome. Hi, Missy. I'm glad you're here, popping in too. All right, I'm just spacing all these out. We're going to use 2 bushes of that yellow, so I'm going to go ahead and get them ready. Ah, Roxanne, yes, you haven't missed me once this week. I love it. That's one of the nice things. Since we have a full crew now, I'm going to be able to be live more with everyone and be able to show you more of the products we have in the warehouse and projects and all that. So it is so nice that I don't always have to be at the warehouse nonstop. It's really good. Who's over here? Renee. Awesome, Renee. Thanks for telling me your name. I love it. Good to see you. I'll try to remember, Renee. I'll try. Ends on a 3. I'm going to try to remember. Hey, Ava. Liz, you've had COVID all week. I'm sorry. I hope it gets through your body and out pretty quick, and now you got really good immunity, and you can just feel better. Feel better, I hope. Hi, Connie. Good to see you. So if you're hear me talking to people and you can't see the comments, it's because they could be on different platforms. I've got the comments up everywhere. So I like to talk and welcome folks that are watching and engage and talk to you. Even if you're a troll, we'll just troll you out of here, but I like to be able to say hello. So I have a class where we teach instruction, and you get classes every week that are step-by-step how to make designs. So if you're not a talker and you don't like me chatting, then we would suggest you buy my tutorials or my classes. And then don't come to the Tuesday night classes in class, because there I really like to get to know my Keleas Blue Merinos even better. Beth, you're loving the lanterns? Thank you, Beth. These are so fun. We put a post up for design school earlier, sent out a text to them that we had available. They're sets of 3 lanterns, and we've been making lantern swags to go on them. Oh my gosh, lots of wind. Hey, Marina. Oh no, I hear this. Oh my gosh, so much. I'm glad you're here. Marina, I'm glad you're here, and come and hang out with us. You know, I'm so glad that I can be your stress relief whenever you need it. Okay, I've got all this yellow ready, and I was going to start putting it in, but you know what? I want to use that lamb's ear behind it, so let me wait a second. I'm so glad you're here, Renee. That's awesome. I'm glad you're joining us. Okay, so here's that lamb's ear eucalyptus combination. Hi, Linda. Good to see you from Illinois. Marina says, I absolutely love design school. It's amazing. Yay! I'm so glad you do. I try to make it where you can learn something every week, but we can also have fun together. And, you know, take your mind off the real world. We don't talk about much real world stuff in there. We talk about flower fun stuff. And what ribbon we need next, or what greenery, or twig. You know, me, it's going to be a twig. So I'm going to space this guy out. I love these new premium stems because everybody's wired. And when something's wired, like these little pieces are wired, so I can always flip them the right way. I love that. Oh, you guys, absolutely. There's a link there to the lanterns, too, if anybody wants to get a set of lanterns. The other thing we've got is the wait list for design school. It opens up twice a year. So you have to just wait till we get a spot open, and then we will email you. All right, let's take this, and I'm going to cut this one down. Hey, Joy, you watch all my videos? Thanks, Joy. I'm so glad. I'm trying to do lives at different times so we can catch different people throughout the country and, of course, out of the country. So you'll see us mixing the schedule up more and more. I thought I heard a tire squealing, and we live on the corner of a... I'm in the garage on a corner, and I thought, whoa, somebody coming through the wall in a second. So I'm still fluffing this up. Half of floral design is getting everything prepped. It's kind of like cooking, right? You know, they do the cooking shows, and they're like, take one of this and one of that, and they've got it all prepped. Well, today I don't have it all prepped, so y'all are going to have to come through the prep with me. So I'm separating each section, just kind of getting it in position, just like that. Oh, Lisa, she's fine. She's doing fine. Yeah, she just doesn't work with me anymore. She's got another job, and she's doing fine. Thank you for asking about my sister. She's good. Marina says, we talk about pumpkins and watermelons and design school, and they're both the same. Y'all, that is a long time standing joke where I did a whole video calling watermelons pumpkins, and I'm proud. I'm proud. I still find words hard all the time. Words can be hard. All right, guys, let's get rocking. Hello, Annette. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, Joy. Hi, Kay. Good to see you. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're still cooking up some yummies for everyone. Oh, my gosh. Let's get some of this in. This is a nice combination. It's got the trending greeneries in it. It's got a lamb's ear combination with eucalyptus, which I love that. in this design, we're going to use the greenery to set a background for all that beautiful yellow that we prepared a second ago. And we'll put that in next. Hello, who's over here? Lillian, nice to see you too. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. We're getting our floral freak on right now. It's about to go down. Y'all, it's the end of year for school for so many people, and I can remember when I was an actual school teacher, the end of year was a lot. You had so many things with tests and award ceremonies and programs and graduations and just so much. And now that I have my little one is not so little anymore, it's the same way. So today we were going to her ceremony where she just did really good. She got on the dean's list. She got award for really high grade on her standardized test in reading. We don't know where that came from, but I say she guessed really good. I'm terrible. No, she really has been doing a lot of practice to get better. So, and putting in all the hard work. So, you're just so proud of your kiddo. And she excels in sports and always has. And then lately, she really has been focusing a lot on her grades. And it's paying off. So, it's nice. Hey, Ha, good to see you. Hey, Patty. Right, Pat? We talk food? Yeah, of course we do. And then in design school, I'm always jealous of what they're having for dinner because they have some amazing dinners, and it's like, oh, I'm having, leftover Subway or something. They're having these amazing dinners. It's so funny. So the bows we made for this project, I made them a couple of weeks ago. If you do need the link for the bows, let me know in the comments. We can show you how we made those. Basically, one of them is a flower bow, a little bit different, a new thing we kind of created just live together with y'all. And we're going to use that on here, and then we're going to use a big bow to kind of fill in a lot of space. Kimmy, the hello sign in the back here, it was from Michael's, but I did buy it last year. Oh, good. Miss Grace, you're watching everywhere. I love it. April, I'm going to try to remember that. Hi, Anna. Long time no see. I hope you're doing good. I hope y'all aren't too crazy busy with Boy Scouts that you might be. Oh, right. Alice is doing a wedding, guys, up in Idaho. So she's having to get her act together to get everything ordered and delivered. Because she lives here in Texas. And the wedding is up in Idaho. So she's got to get all of her ducks in a row. Right, Linda? It was totally a proud mom moment. Are you related to another lady here, 3 Little Greenwoods? She was a teacher also. I'm not, Tony, I'm not related to her. I think it's Ashley, right? I think her name's Ashley. I'm not, but I have seen her here on TikTok, and she's really sweet. We've interacted, but I do not know her personally. She's just a TikTok friend. Now, I don't think I've met her before. I may have met her at Wreath Makers Live or something else, but I don't recall. Because I met so many people over the last few years of doing that. I'm not sure. Okay, I've got a little bit of yellow in. Let's put some more in. Yeah, I have been doing floral design for 25 years. And I was a teacher also, but I stopped teaching about 15 years ago now. So I haven't taught in a long time. I was fortunate enough to get to take the leap of faith and just take my business on the road. I did craft shows for a living for all of those 15, well, except for the last couple of years once I switched to not doing as many craft shows. I think I did one in the last 3 years, craft shows. But I did craft shows for a living for a long time. So I just love design, floral design. I love being able to come up with cool ideas and I started doing Facebook first. It was my first social media I did. And lives had just come out then. And I think it's in 2017 when we did all of that. And I did my first live. And it didn't take long before people started watching. And then pretty soon, they asked me to teach them. So then I started my own design school. And the rest is history. And now we sell supplies, have a design school, have a whole staff, have so many people helping us on our social media, our customer service, just a great team of folks together making this all happen. But I wouldn't have ever started teaching if people hadn't started asking. And once they said, hey, can you teach us how to do that? And why are you doing this? And where are you doing that? And a lot of the reasons I do things certain ways is just because I've done it for so long. I've kind of, you get tips and there's just things that I don't do anymore, and I eliminate steps because I had a high volume Etsy shop. I think we have like we're close to 40,000 sales on Etsy, but the first 10,000 of those sales are all wreaths. So I had to learn lots of tricks. And what you don't know is before then I was selling at craft shows and doing huge events and going all over. So it was a lot. So I've been around a long time, just on social media, only like 5 years or so. So, you say you've been around the block. I have been. Let's see. You guys are helping the glue. Okay, awesome. Good, good, good. Sheila. Jessica, you're cooking right now. Homemade chicken enchiladas. Hey, Sylvia. Let's see. I love that. Yummy. All right. Hey, Karen. Anna says Luke finished his Eagle Scout. Nice. And did you say he's graduating? Oh, wow. The 27th of May, Anna. Nice. Marina's doing a wedding. It's only an hour drive. Not too bad then. Sometimes these price tags are the worst thing to get off here. You've never seen moss put on the glue? Yeah, I told you. I'm weird. Do stuff weird ways. But I like to think the way I do things are fast and quick. And when I teach in design school too, I really try to make it where any level student can come in and learn. So y'all can always go to KeleasDesignSchool.com. The class is not open right now, but you can buy individual tutorials. So if you ever see us post a wreath that you're like, oh, I want to know how to make that, you could buy the individual tutorial. That just cost more that way. I should teach a class in design school on corsages and boutonnieres. We can do that. We sure could. You guys are all doing weddings. I made all mine. I've done a few weddings. They just weren't for me. So kind of like when I was a kiddo, we did a lot of catering. Not for me. I don't like that as much of the pressure of dealing with the bride or the mother of the bride and all that. But I could certainly teach you. And with weddings, you have to stay up on the trends about what is trending and what's going on. So you have to do lots of research. I do that anyway because we need that in wreath making too, because people who get married are going to be looking for pieces to use in their events or pieces to go with their decor and things that they can use later in their household. So you do have to do a lot of research to know what's trending. And then if you're working with the bride or an event planner or that, then you're just going to have to meet their needs of what they want. So Tony's asking, what am I putting in after I put the flowers in? And that's what you guys were asking over here. So I cover my mechanics up while I'm creating. So I don't have to come and do that later. Because to me, that's faster. And I don't want to come back. So while that glue is wet from just putting it in, I cover it with Spanish moss. And you just need just a little baby amount, but I always do that to cover it up. Okay, I'm putting in the second stem of these berries. Wreath Makers Live is not happening in 2022. They're planning for something, I believe, in 2023. And don't worry, I will share with you whatever information I have. I don't know if I'll be a presenter again, but either way, I'll be going to Wreath Makers Live and hanging out. I love to go hang out with all my Keleas Blue Merinos. We have a lot of fun. We usually, you know, get together. If we don't go out to dinner, then I try to host like something, you know, like a little reception. So I try to make it special for you guys. Oh, nice, Sue. Your son was an Eagle Scout too. I love it. I love it. Okay, I put a little berry there. I'm going to tuck a little berry in on the other side. Kim says, Clea, I'm making some wall hangers for 2 fall craft shows, but they're smaller. Should I list them anyway? I was sick during business coaching on Tuesday, so I get to ask. Yeah, I'd list everything anyway. So Kim, even if you're going to go to a craft show, just list it on Etsy. If it sells before the craft show, you still get the win, or you get the money. You get to ship it. If it sells during your craft show, you can take it off Etsy, or you can use that square and have it come off simultaneously, and you can ring them up that way. Or you can go later and take it off when you get home from the craft show. In my history of selling lots of wreaths and doing shows at the same time, I think one time did I actually sell it both places, and it caused a problem, in which I just refunded the person on Etsy and made her another one. Okay, so there's no reason to stress. All right, so I've got my lamb's ear mixed with the eucalyptus, which also, I didn't know it has a little dusty miller in there too. Like, that is a great stem. We'll post a supply list for this. I will, we'll text it out to you, okay? So just be checking your text messages. I'm going to put the bows in next because then I want to add some stuff around the bows. Okay. Linda says, I went to your suite at Wreath Makers Live. You were too sweet. Oh, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Linda. Okay, did that help you out here, Tony? Very good, very good. Okay, so let's put the big bow in. Marina says, yes, you do. I've done 10 weddings last year, and I've had my share of bridezillas. I say that with the utmost respect, but it can be stressful. You do have to have a lot of patience. That's why God bless you for doing them. I'm going to go on this side. I'm going to use my big bow with the long tails on this side. And we'll just tuck that right in. So you can see we pretty quickly putting this together. I'm going to try to tuck this one in. I just love this. And this yellow and green bow, it doesn't look amazing on, I've seen the replay here. It doesn't look great on camera, but it looks really good. Yeah, we're working with, good guess, we're working with an 18-inch wreath base. So 2 bows, guys, you gotta use an 18 or a 24. Now, when I started shipping my wreaths, I didn't make as many 24-inch bases, but at craft shows and all that, I did tons of 24-inch bases. That was my go-to, those big ones. I like to make things big. Y'all know I'm from Texas, so people here like things big and over the top. If they're not the younger generation. The younger generation wants things that are clean and neat and simple. Sometimes they don't even like ribbon. So it's a good idea to have a little bit of both. Okay, this bow looks strikingly beautiful in there. That looks good. Okay. Thank you, Miss April. I got it, April. I got it. Hi, Linda. Luke is going to test for EMT certification. Oh my gosh, Anna. This is great. I'm so excited to hear all about it. Okay, I'm bringing all my pieces left over. So I'm using 2 of the eucalyptus, 2 of the berry, and 2 of the yellow filler flower mix. Let's put our second bow in. That's the flower bow. All right, I clean. Anytime I clean it, if I look lost, it's because I cleaned the room. Yeah. Now this is the one that looks like a flower with all the cute little 1.5 inch, it's not 1.5, it's 3/8 inch ribbon in the middle. We're going to use that up here at the top. And I think I'm going to put it right there. Let's pop that in. Tuck it in, tuck it in. Tuck them in, tuck them in. Alrighty. Pop this one in. And now I'm going to want to put some more flowers in around these bows. and really get them popping. Oh, you didn't get to hear. Okay, what were you saying, Tony? I didn't get to hear what you said. Tony, with regards to which subject? I never stopped talking, so tell me what you thought you wanted to hear. I'm sorry, Tony. I don't know what particular subject was on. It was a Wreath Makers Live or filling in the moss. I need to bring this down just a little bit. I want it to face a little more inside here. There we go. Yeah. Pretty. And I like these because they look like flowers. Let me cut that tail down just a little bit. I like it a little shorter. I generally make these at 8 inches, but I am cutting them down just a little. They're getting a little haircut. Where'd that piece go? There it goes. Hi, Linda. Great. Hi, Jen. Thanks for popping in. Okay. Let's go up here behind the bow. So I kind of left a little bow zone, as I call them. And I'm going to go behind the bow with a little poppity-doppity of that killer eucalyptus spray. Y'all, if you're new here, which I see a lot of y'all are new, this stuff, I sell the supplies we work with, okay? As much as I love all the big box stores, those people don't pay my bills. So Keleas.com helps me keep my daughter going to volleyball, have music lessons, and pay the mortgage. So all this stuff I'm using is on Keleas.com. And you can find the supply list. We will post it to the website and text it out when it's ready. And that's all on Keleas.com. And if you would like to take one of our classes, you can check out there too. There's a link to Keleas Design School, but all of our floral design classes are on KeleasDesignSchool.com. That looks good. Dang, y'all. Pretty. I'm going to pop a little of this. Now, this berry works so good in here because it's got the eucalyptus leaves. I'm going to pop a little of this in right behind the bow. We've been pretty matchy-matchy. Now we're going to come in with a little bit of sass over here. And I'm just going to try to pop this in right behind the bow. It's a little tight in that area. There we go. Nice. There's a cool little twig here. I'm going to leave that twig. Earlier when I was getting set up to go live on TikTok first, the wreath was right behind me, so it made me look like I had this crazy hair. And of course, I had to play with that for a few minutes. Yes, those are kissing right there. I like that. Isn't the yellow and green beautiful together? I'm loving it. Okay. Now I've got a little bit more yellow twig, and I'm going to let that kind of come down here out of the bow. Can you guys see that? Everybody see that? Yes. Oh my gosh. Let me bring that down here. And I'm just going to have that come around the center, I believe. Yeah. Pretty. All right. 2 little pieces here. These are little berries that I'm going to take and just tuck in next to my bow. I always like to kind of hit that zone a little with a little touch. I love it. And then back here on the top, I'm going to put in one more. And then I'm going to watch these little tails in here, and I'm going to curl them to add that sweet little detail. Kind of like a little vine. Should be 2 tails. Where's the other one? Here it is. There you go. Curl those. That little ribbon is so refreshing to work with. Okay, let me step back a second. We'll take a peek. Right. Oh, hey, if you guys could report that as spam for me. Anybody who sees it on there. Because I don't, Nicole may not be able to be here right this second with us. If not, I'll get it after. But if you see the comment, report it as spam, please. Marina was waiting for sassiness. Yeah, of course we were gonna have sassiness. I'm gonna cut this one down a little bit. Yeah, the one time my assistant is not here to get us. Hey, you know, design school opens up in the fall. It opens in the fall. So if you get a spot on the wait list, you won't miss a thing, and we will email you as soon as it's open, and you can jump in. I'm going to put this right behind the bow, mainly just to kind of help hold that up. Over time, the ribbon can get a little bit, you know, a little floppier, and then if you put a little bit behind it, you for sure hold it forward. And then it looks good from the side too over here. I'm going to walk over here and check sides over here. It looks pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit more of the lamb's ear pick right down here. And I love that these are wired. Thank you, Nicole. Oh, Nicole's here. Yay. Thank you, ma'am. Awesome. So Nicole will post a link to you guys for the design school if you want to get on the wait list. And we'll be happy to invite you in when the class opens. There, that looks great. And I think we did it, y'all. I love it. So we used the two bows from Bow Wednesday that coordinated. They're similar, but they're different. And we just used 2 of the yellow sprays, 2 of the berries, and 2 of the eucalyptus lamb's ear combo, and we nailed it. Isn't it great? Look there. Turned out great. Now this design is going to be over here just on one side of the wreath. So what I want to do is start to kind of set up my perimeter. So a filler flower is a flower that has got a greenery with it, or it's a smaller texture. This one, it can be a berry or stuff like that, and that's what you see us using here. So I'm going to take this one and just tear it down. I've got 26 years of experience creating sunflower wreaths and selling them, and I try to just share that with my students. If you guys are interested in joining our design school class, all you need to do is just text us school to our text number 832-734-5201, and we'll get you on that wait list. Now, here is the main flower in this wreath, daisies. Loaded with gorgeous daisies. And just like mums in the fall, daisies are the hot item in the summer and spring. You can use them any time of year, but they are the bomb diggity. Now, anytime you get a floral bush, you do not have to use the greenery on it. So on this bush, I like to push this greenery down, and then we're going to come in and cut each of these pieces off. We're going to come in, and I'm going to create little daisy clusters. And generally what I could do is do like a cluster of 3 or 4 together, and you want to manipulate them out. Give them a little motion. You left that long stem on there, and we're going to do this and make little clusters and go all around. I just trim that off and then just hold it together. We'll be able to put them all in together. Now the daisies, even though we want them off the base a little, we still want them fairly tight to it. Just like, oh my God, perfect. Just like that. I'm going to use that one at the bottom and pop in a little bit of moss. Moss on your mechanics, MM. Here, let's use 4 together. And you see how they're staggered at different heights? That's important. Stagger those dudes. They cannot be the same height. Okay, 5 clusters here at the bottom. Perfect. Now, we're going to transition and we're going to work this way towards the top. So let me get a couple more pieces cut. So right now you see me pushing down the leaves. Now you're going to have that beautiful bow right in here. So we're going to work above. Then what we're going to do in a second is we have got another filler flower that's going to go in, but I think we should put the bow in next. Just because, and then we'll look for our little holes to just double check anything. Look how pretty this girl is. Look at her. Need the video of how to make the bow? Just let us know in the comments and we'll shoot it to you. I'm going to go under here and attach it right to that section where we transition direction. We're going to tie that on tight right here. And we just don't want to put it very last because we want to make the bow feel like it's part of the design and not just popped on top on this look. We want to work it in. We're going to use this gypsum. It's a little bit darker yellow, which I think adds that nice touch. When you push it up before you cut it, take and rotate the stems. So you see me rotating them when I'm pushing them? Okay. So that is allowing me to get these beautiful little clusters like this. Yeah. So you get that cool looking berry all together. All right. So instead of long and kind of rugged looking, you get a cute little bloom. You see me twisting and pushing? Be careful because you can shoot it right off there. I'm surprised I haven't done one because I usually, oh, that one almost did it. But you see what a big difference that is when I fluff up that piece? Now this is all monochromatic, one color design. So I think it's fun to just pick out a little bit different shades, okay? Now we want to use one piece right in tight to the bow. This always looks great tucked in. Oh God, that's so cute right there. I love that. Same thing on the bottom of the bow. Come on, what are you waiting for? I love to teach you just like this, step by step. You can slow down the videos. There's no, chit chat except for on our live videos on weekly where we're together. And it's just, I love to teach you how to do this easily and quickly so you can become a better designer. And you're even going to learn the principles behind each and every step of what we're doing. So you can hear Keleas, that's me, in your ear going, hey, shake hands. Are you too matchy-matchy? Is that balanced? Are you hitting a goal post? All the little things I say. And you guys, I try not to be teachery, but if you want to design like I do and have these type of looks, there's some principles that will help you get there. And see, this is looking great in here. It's coming in real good because it's a little bit lower than the daisy, but it's not as wispy and far out from the base as the greenery and the filler flower we put in. So that combo is nice, guys, nice. Okay, I'm gonna work down here at the bottom and push this one in, coming in a little bit right here. And I got one more piece to finish with. And I think I'm gonna pop it in right here. I love to put like a little surprise in there. So someone, if this is hanging on the door just like this, it would be just like this. Someone comes to your door, they can just see in that little pocket, kind of tucked behind the ribbon. And I just have little special moments with each piece that you can experience from different angles. That is something you want to have in your work. You want to make sure that I'm looking at all these angles. Gosh, this just turned out gorgeous. I'm gonna go grab my last couple of pieces of greenery, and I've got a little bit of filler flower. And what we always want to do is bring the background to the foreground in the design. Once again, more depth, more dimension means more money when you get to sell your work. And even if you don't sell it, you get a higher level of design in that. So what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing some of that fishtail and we're bringing it a little bit more to the foreground. So that means I'm going to pop it in right here close to the bow. Let's put one even overlapping that piece at the bottom of the bow. And you can always take and push these up, just like we did those other gypso bushes, to make little wispy clusters. And you just trim that right down. We're going to pop that right in here just to kind of overlap that. And we call that breaking the plane. I'm going to break the plane of that other floral so it gives this great dimension. We could use that right in here too.
We're breaking up the yellow just a little bit where there's a nice piece of yellow really strong. We're going to break that up and layer it. So we're going to come behind the daisies, put that right above the filler flower. Make sure you're not going through the back. We don't want a bunch of wires coming out the back. We want to go into the grapevine. Perfect. Let's put one more piece of greenery right up here next to the bow this way. Kind of fill in that way. Sometimes I might hold the wire with my wire cutters and pull it to get it tight. We didn't pull it tight from the beginning because we weren't sure how many pieces we were going to use for this. But now we know. Now we know, okay? Now, I could use a little bit more of this also to help break the plane of the bow. And I love to do that. Like, don't let that bow just be on top. Make it feel like it's mixed in but not sucked in there, okay? Like it's just in a beautiful design with everything else. Oh, perfect. Right there. Awesome. We got two more little yellow pieces. And if I were you, I'd use those the same way to kind of help define the shape around the bow in here. Bring this one in. Put this one right here. Nice. And then let's put one more that way. Kind of going between the black and yellow. Right in here. And you've got those little accents put in. So simple and sweet. Bloomerinos, we're gonna make the cutest little bee wreath. Are you ready to buzz with us? Let's get going. We're working with the smaller of 14-inch wreath base to start off our whole design. And the first thing we want to do is kind of create the space we want to use up. And even though this is a small base, I'm going to go way off of it. So start with your greenery. We're going to pull that out right here. And we're going to use our exclusive Keleas.com fishtail fern. I love that I can push this up to totally make this piece a little more clustered at the bottom, but wispy at the top. It's one of the great advantages of using this type of greenery. We're going to cut these down and start to shape out our base. So I'm just going to use my wire cutters, cut those off the stem, and we're going to create what we call our perimeter. When I'm teaching in design school, sometimes we create the perimeter first, sometimes we'll do it with other florals, but today we're going to do it with our, right here with our fishtail. So I'm going to start going way off the design to kind of create this beautiful wispy look. See how far I'm going off? Way off. So we're going to start at the top and work our way around. Let's go back a little bit here and place these in. Now, I'm getting a liberal amount of glue on there, but if I don't have enough glue, it won't stay. So I've got to have a lot of glue. If I can see the glue, when I push it in, let's say it compacts in there, we use that Spanish moss to hide that and also make sure that you can't see it, okay? And it holds it tighter. So here you see a lot of that glue. I've got my bucket of Spanish moss here. I'm going to pull that off. Today we're using the chartreuse green color of our Spanish moss, and all that will be on the supply list for you, okay? So we started at the top, and now we're going to come here down to the bottom, and I'm going to also cascade a lot off the bottom. So we're going to do that right here as well. So don't be afraid to kind of have a smaller base and work off a smaller base even to make a larger project. All right, so I used 6 of these pieces. I got a great shape started. You can see it kind of coming together. It looks excellent. So now our next move is going to be to use our filler flower. So let me move our little bees out of the way. And our filler flower is this. It is a great wispy berry. And so it's going to provide our main color. It's not our main flower. We've got a different item to work as our main flower because we're using those cute bees. So I'm going to take, and we're going to go ahead and shred this dude down. So when you separate a bush like this, one of the nice things about Keleas.com products is I make sure what we carry is easy to break up and work with. Okay, so you see how I separated it? Just tear those down now. Just tear these down into little pieces. And really quickly, look how fast we tear this into separate sections. And now I'm going to cut these babies down by 1 inch, okay? 1 inch stems on everybody and clean that up. Okay, and they're all cleaned off. Pull all this junk out of here. We don't need this. We can save that stem if you want. You can recycle these and use these for picks for other pieces. in your designs later, okay? So let's start putting these in. Actually, I need to break up both bushes. Let me just go ahead and do that first. So take your longest pieces that you have, and we want to use those out in between our greenery. So we're going to swirl it here in the glue, and I'm going to go way out to that perimeter. So make sure you're going into that grapevine where it's going to hold it tight. Use a good amount of glue. If you get excess paper, pull that off because we don't need that grabbing our glue. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Let's rock this one way up here and put a little moss in. If you start to do this moss technique, you'll kind of learn it can help hold things in like a looser design. So play with that. That's something I teach in design school. You guys can use that also. If you haven't jumped in our class yet, we would love, love, love to have you. Every week I'm teaching in there a new design and always skills and decoration tips and tricks for you to use. Not only if you have a business, but if you want to create things for your home. And we're going to teach you the design principles we're using, whether that's color, placement, texture, depth, all of those things are super important in design. So you're going to see us utilize all of that together. Okay, so I've got a nice placement at the top here. Look at this. And then I'm going to come back and work on the bottom now. We're going to come into the bottom. I'm going in between these. You can see here, take a look how I made sure that these are kind of moving up. Nobody's really flat when you go from the side. Do you see how they're coming out? That's really important. That'll help you get better depth on your designs. Now, we are going to put these pieces off to the side. We'll use those after we get our bow in. We need to get our main floral in, and we're using two different things for the main floral. We are using this great, it's like a thistle type bush, and it's beautiful grass. So this is going to be our main floral, and then we've got to put the bees in. But I want to place this before the bow. Okay, so let me place the wreath over here so we get a good idea of how this is looking, top to bottom, and we want to equally place these in. I'm going to take and tear these down. Once that bush is all broke down into these smaller pieces, we're going to start and putting these right where we put the filler flowers. So it's really super easy for you. Just place them right next to it, and then you can bend them where they go a little bit above or a little bit below that. Swirl it in. We're going to go in here. And make sure you got some movement on these. We want these to be in different planes of the design. Let's put 3 at the top. Okay. Popping these right in. Fantastic. Now let's go to the bottom and work down here. And we're going to have the bow kind of cascading into this section, so don't go too tight into here. We call this the bow zone in design school. That is the transition point for your design. And hold this little guy off because we'll use him in a minute. So we did the bow on another video, and I'll be happy to teach you how to make the bow as well. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. If you're not into the bees and you don't want the cute part of it, and the bees and the bow is just enough for you, that's fine. So I told you this is a nice big bow, and you guys, if you're looking for a wreath to make to stock your Etsy shop, these type of designs are great. I've sold thousands, literally thousands of this type of designs. They're fairly quick to manufacture if you're looking for some that are easy, great shop fillers for your Etsy shop. Okay, I cable tied that in nicely. Now go ahead and spread apart those loops. Get these tails going and bring them on down. Just keep bringing them on down. And then I'm going to curl these little ones up right here. Or you could leave them straight. Either way, we've dovetailed them, so either way will work. And then I'm going to curl the little outside ones and bring this one in. Look how cute. Isn't this precious? I love it. I love it. Now, we are not done because we want to add that whimsy. So grab your bees because these guys are going to be flying out of here, and I think they're so precious. So cut these off the big stem, and the nice thing is they're going to cut off into 3 little sections, which is perfect. Because basically you're going to have one above and one below. And let's take these, spread them apart. Look how cute. Make them kind of go different directions. I think that's fun. Their little wings are moldable, so you can take and make them do fun stuff. And since they're on these curls, you can whip them around. So we're going to use this first one kind of up to the top, above the bow in here. So just tuck the bow out of the way and tuck that in. Let's put a little moss. Oh, stinking cute. Once you hang it up on your door, guys, you can manipulate the bees too to kind of look at you or be tucked in around, however you want. Isn't that precious? Now let's come to the bottom. I'm going to scoot that up a little bit. Now we're going to go on the bottom. Now on the bottom, I don't love for the bees to be upside down. So what I usually do is once we put it in, we'll just give them a little twist because they're going to all be upside down. And bees can fly in all kind of different directions, but we want to make sure we tuck them in. So I'm going to pull this up a little. Make sure we're getting that in good. There you go. And then I just twist their little heads so they're flying down instead of flying up. Just give them a twist, rotate them around, and then they don't have to be going all the same way. This one could be. He could be coming back. Whatever you prefer. It's so cute. These look like the cutest little bees. Oh my gosh. All right, now we've got those pieces we put aside. And we're going to work with those right now to finish out these parts. So this bee, I want him to kind of go out here from the outside of the bow to kind of finish out my shaping on this side, right in here. And you're just going to tuck him in. And then you've got a great shape working around the bow here at the top, okay? Now, the other things we're going to do are going to be right in tight to the bow. So let's start off with we have a little bit of greenery left, okay? Pull that aside. And then we have our cute little berry sprays. We have 3 or 4 of these. You're going to use these in holes. So because right now I can see a hole right here by that bee. So we're going to layer that on top of that bee stem, okay? So curl this around. So your last few steps, you're kind of cleaning up. You're cleaning up the mechanics of what's going on here. Look at this. Oh my God, so pretty. And move her forward. All right, and let's come to the bottom. Do the same thing. We're going to run right out of the bottom of the bow. Now, when you do your project here at the end and you're cleaning up, you could find a number of different places you need to put things, okay? They may not necessarily be where my holes are. So that's why I always reserve just a little bit of the supplies for the end, just to double check the holes. You know, 1 or 2 pieces. You can always yank something out and replace it in. But it's a little bit easier to save some and then just pop them in. I'm going to put this last one in tight to the bow here in the middle. And then we're going to layer that piece of greenery up in here also. Look how pretty these are. And I love that they're moving up. And make sure you don't squish that bow too much. Fluff it out. Okay, now pull this dude down and make it nice and fluffy. Okay, how cute is that? Keep the stem a little long. You got to get in behind the bow. And we're going to use this just at the top here. Like the bees are going in the grass. They're trying to get to all those little yellow flowers, get some pollen. And so that creates a little depth, guys. The green in the back, the green in the front. Once again, you know, tying in the depth. The last little bitty thistle in here, trim that stem down. And we're going to use that either up or down. I'm going to use it down right in here. So that one will tuck in right behind the bow. And we don't have a single piece of supplies left. We used it all in our wreath. That's something also I'm big on. I don't want to have things left over for my projects. I want to use everything I'm working with, consume it to make something beautiful, just like this. Oh my gosh, look how cute she is. You see her? Oh my goodness. Okay, Bloomerinos, we're going to start off with a wreath base, and then we're going to add some gorgeous greenery to kind of shape out our design. So I'm using something a little different today. This is a ginkgo leaf. I love the way this looks. It is a really neat greenery to use, especially for spring, because it kind of looks like cabbage leaves, and it gives this really gorgeous, like neat green texture, and they're just really cool. So we're going to put this in first to kind of shape out our base. We're going to cut down our bush. We're going to need some wire cutters and trim them right off your bush. Just like this. So I'm going to get started here by putting these in. And I'm going to start kind of and decide what shape do I want my piece to be. And for me, I just like to work on the left side. So I'm going to do that right now. So every time I put in a piece, I also have to come in and add a little Spanish moss to cover up my glue. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to make a little Spanish moss ball and put it in there right on my glue. I'm just going to kind of start to separate it and put these pieces in. It kind of fans out really fun like this, and we can start to put these pieces in right here. I'm going to go this way. I am really excited about working with this color palette with all the purples. If you've never designed or worked with purples, you're going to be shocked. There's a lot of people who love purple, the color. So they want it for their home. They want it for their accents and their seasonal pieces. And you can go anywhere from the deep purples to the lavenders. It doesn't have to be trending. It can just be that some of your customers will like that. And when you're going into the spring or early summer, I think purple's a lot of fun. So I'm going to kind of come down here, keep adding a little bit more. And you want to shape out each of your stems when you're using it. See how these are just so pretty, organically pretty? I'm going to keep bringing them in. How about to right here? I'm going to go to right here. And then I'm going to just kind of change direction in a second so we can go the other way. Let me put this one in. So we got this nice little flow going up and around. And one of the things you'll have to learn as you start to design more is you have to kind of draw people's eyes in different directions. And how are you going to do that? So that's one thing I like to teach in designs. Let's bring one more in. I think we'll go right here. Okay. Really, really pretty. So we got a great base of the ginkgo in. I like that. It's looking good. I'll put my Spanish moss in there. Let's put one more maybe up here for a little height. And we're going to have some left. So that's good because you're going to want to have some greenery left from your 2 bushes so you can come in and add it to different locations as you start to put your design together. All right, come on in, buddy. Let's put a little bit more moss in here. So I use the moss to hold the glue, but also to hold space in the wreath sometimes, because that kind of secures your pieces really nice. And it's a technique I've used for years, and I love it. Now, you're gonna grab your next stem, and it has berries. It has like a little of like a hydrangea cluster, and then a really nice fern. This is such an easy stem to work with. These are great. I'm going to take and separate it out, and we're going to cut it into 3 different pieces. So I have 2 of these, and I'm going to cut them to 3 sections. Cut it down, baby, down. I'm doing about, I usually like to cut them to about 3-inch stems. So you see how here I'm separating it? Just cut it, and you get that nice little cluster on its own. Don't be ever afraid to cut up these stems into different pieces because you can make them go so far. And definitely shake hands with this. If you don't know what shake hands means, that is a term I use in design school. What it means is we're going to take and we're going to use all these great wires. You know, I only work with nice quality florals that really hold up well for my customers. And so I really like to just shape it all up. You want to use the wires that are in there. Okay? Now, these berries and these little hydrangea clusters on here, they're going to work like our main flower in this. It's going to be different. It's going to have this real natural look. So I need to have good distribution of these over the whole design. So I've got to think about them when I start to put them in. Now, notice how fun this is like. This reminds me kind of like a wisteria, how it comes and trails over. So these kind of pieces are great to use on the edges right here, where it can trail over and out. So I'm going to go right into my glue over here. And then I'm going to bring it in over here to the side. If you don't know what a glue skillet is, I'd be happy to share our video with you about that so you can learn all about a glue skillet and have your own. But that's what you see me dipping them into, kind of off camera, right over here, okay? Now I got another little hanging one. Man, I love these hanging ones. I love anything that hangs or trails or is curvy, if you didn't know that. Now you do. Okay, So I'm going to use this one kind of opposite down here. Now, our flow goes up and over. So I need that hang to match that up and over look. So I can't just stick it in down there. I've got to have it kind of come in here to go up and over, or up here. And I'm going to go, I think, right here. Oh, I love this. I love this. Putting my glue on, and I'm going right in this section right here. And make sure you're coming behind and you're double checking that you have plenty of moss in there. Now see how quickly it's coming together? When you work with good quality materials, things build up faster. There's a lot less labor involved. Now I'm working with the pretty berries. Look at this. I'm shaping it up. I want to get some little bit of shape going on. And we're going to put one of these right here, kind of going up into this area. I gave it a swirl in my glue. And now I'm coming right in here. I'm going to fluff out. Oh, you see those ginkgo leaves going to work on this? This is pretty. Pretty. I'm loving it. Okay, now let's come down and up in the next section. So I'm going to use this one right here. And we're going to do the same thing. Shake hands. My big pet peeve is leaves being backwards. So I'll work hard to try to keep them from being backwards. I'll flip them around. I hate it when they're backwards. Ugh. All right, and I'm going to come right down here. So we got a great distribution so far. Good spacing on here. We're doing excellent. I like the look we're creating. Make sure you come back over that glue with Spanish moss. I'm going to tuck it in there, and I'm going to hide the glue, but then I'm also going to use it to get in there and hold it in place. That looks really good. And these are such great wired stems. You can pull them out, and you want to do that because you want to create depth, because that means you're going to be able to sell your wreaths for more if you're a seller, or if you are making them for yourself, your wreath's going to be unlike anybody else has in the block. And when you create all this depth, it's going to make your little heart so happy every time you walk past it. That's what I like. All right, we have these smaller ones. So I'm going to take this one, and it's going to tuck right here, right to the side of that ginkgo. And I'm going to try to be neat and clean when I put this one in, because I kind of have a termination point for my florals over here, and I don't want it to be too messy. So I'm going to try to tuck it in, make it kind of pretty, just like that. And what I'm going to do is take this little piece, we're going to cut that off, and we're going to use it to hide the glue so it's a little prettier right here. So I'm going to just trim it off. We're going to put a little glue on the back, and we're going to go just right on that place. I'll put a little glue right there, and we're going to just let this lay right on top. Watch your glue strings if they're getting you. Got a pretty good one there. All right, and so that has a nice starting point to flow from. We can always add more greenery, and we'll work on a little detail there, but I want to make sure I had a bigger piece to hide the mechanics of the glue there. And then we're going to use this last piece right in here. So I've got a good flow of purple, and I've got my white, and I've got my good berries working all the way up. I could even divide this into two if I wanted, and I could put a little more of the one of them up there, split it, and have a little bit here and a little bit there. I think I'll do that. Oh, this is such a fun one. If you're a purple lover, let me know in the comments, because usually I'm always so amazed. My design school students will be like, I love purple. We have a lot of people who love it, and they're ready to work with it every time we do. All right, let's come up here. We'll go in this section. And we're going to put that berry. And I just kind of went between those two little places. Looks good. Now, before we get to the twiggy part, we're going to put the grasses in. I want you to step back and look for holes right now. And so that means you're going to look out on the shape of your design. And then wherever we have like a little hole, like here, we need a little bit more greenery in here. That's where we're going to bring some more greenery in. And we're going to start to kind of check the inside and check the outside. You're going to want to do both. Just check that line. So when you're checking the line, you're stepping back from your work and your design, and you are looking at the perimeter and the inside. If the inside of your wreath is open, you want to make sure you are giving it a good line. a really good one. I'm going to bend that one up. There we go. Oh, perfect. Let's put a little bit on the outside here. And I'm taking a little bit of care on the perimeter right here, because this is where our wreath starts and it goes around. I don't have direction changes in this design, so it's a little bit different. It's fun. It's fun to do these. I'm going to tuck this one up and underneath. Oh, you want to make sure it's going into the grapevine, not just going through the back. Perfect. See how pretty it looks down there now? It looks good. Yeah, that looks great. Come on in here, buddy. All right, now let's go up into here and add a little bit more in there. So this process will continue on until you are happy with what you are seeing. Let's go right in there. Oh man, and then we're gonna make it wispy. We're gonna make it wispy next. I'll get so excited. All right, let's come to the top. Let's go to the top, and I'm gonna trail over with these. Come bring these over. I'm gonna bring this one in right here. Oh yeah. And then let's do one just a little bit higher above. And I'm gonna have one piece left from my ginkgo bush, and I think I'm going to hold on to it just to make sure I don't need to fill in anywhere else, you know, at the last minute in case there's some little area I need it. This right here is a gorgeous wreath, guys, which is 2 supplies from Keleas.com, and we haven't even got to the next level, so we got more to go. But I love it already. Now we're to the grass part. So we're gonna put the grass or the twig or sometimes the filler flower. In this case, this is gonna work like a double doozy. So in design school, we talk about filler flowers and grasses and why we're using them. And here we're using this as 2 for 1. So you're gonna take this, and it's easy to work with because all you gotta do is just take and cut these down into sections. If you tear them, then that just goes a little faster, a little bit easier on your hands. And you can save this wire for other projects you have going. Once you do that, you do have to kind of trim up the ends. All right, just make them neat and clean. You always have to make them neat and clean, otherwise you're gonna have a mess. We're ready to start putting these in. Our flow starts here. So you wanna start here and work all the way up, and I want a little of this drama everywhere in here. I don't wanna just have it just in one spot. I might actually start up and work down. So that way I make sure I get the drama at the top. So let's go in here. Come on, drama. I love putting twigs in, and flowering twigs and grasses are beautiful. So I'm gonna bring my first piece in, and I'm gonna manipulate it, give it all that movement we talk about. So important. Now this functions as its own little drama here. So we're gonna kind of let that hang there. We're gonna come a little bit down. It's got its own cool drama. I've never had a berry or a twig that I didn't like. Pretty much. Never. Okay, we're gonna push this one in. This one's gonna go right here. Beautiful. And now I'm gonna work a third one. How about a third one in more to the, maybe to the outside right here. Okay? Isn't that pretty? And we're kind of creating this line that's coming down on the outside. You know, like a horse's mane? That's what we're kind of doing right now. Bring this one down a little bit more. So pretty. And all of these grasses are working to the outside. And that way, this keeps this very interesting, very different. And like, we want it to be different than you could just pick up at your local store. We want it to have flavor. And we want to say we made it ourselves. And we, you know, you can make your own designer wreaths. You don't have to go buy them. If you want to make your own, we're here to show you how. Let's bring one more into here. Now, if the idea of this just being on the outside just totally freaks you out, Clee, I have to have some from the inside. That's okay. Go ahead. You cut yours a little bit shorter and put some from the inside. But I am going to keep mine all on the outside here. Try to keep people's eyes just going, whoa, so pretty. I'm gonna put this leaf here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're gonna put number 6 kind of coming over the front. Still working on that outside, but just coming over here. Now, if you wanted to do this and you wanted to keep going all around, you could just get one more bush of everything and you would be set. You could come and complete the circle. I love making things asymmetrical like this. So, beautiful, beautiful. And keep that grass on the outside. Play with that and see how you like it. And maybe you can...
On this design, we are using this really fun spray. It is really compact. It's got a lot of greenery. So the nice thing is when you buy a little higher quality spray like this that has a lot of greenery in there, you're set up for success because you're not going to need to add a lot to the design. So the way to work with this spray is we just take and separate it into pieces. So I'm going to kind of do that here. And you can do this with any spray you get as long as it's not just molded in plastic. If it's what they call hand wrapped, it's finished with tape, like a paper-based tape on the outside. So generally you can tear that, which is really good for your hands. Over the years, this is my 27th year in business. So over the years, overcutting can really take a toll on your hands. So if you can take and tear things, it really makes a big difference. And those of you who know I have RA, I really have to really respect my joints and things in my hands as well as other parts of my body. But I've got to make sure I'm taking these little tips that are ergonomically safe into play when I'm creating a bunch. So you can see how easy that broke down. Really super easy to do that with these sprays. So I'm going to do that on all of them. And that way we can kind of have them ready for this wreath. So on this one, it comes, this is the base, everything was on. So if you'll just take and trim that to a couple of inches, all of a sudden, all the picks will be the same size and you're set to go. So I'm going to prep all three of these. And while I'm doing that, I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story about my daughter. My daughter last year during volleyball season, her back was really hurting her and we didn't know really what was going on. And at first we just kind of tried to treat it at home and kind of lay off, take a little bit of a break from sports and just kind of see what all was, happening. And it turned out, we found out she actually has a pretty common birth defect in her back that causes you to get an easy fracture. And hers was at L4 in her spine. So, and the fracture occurs like on the outside of the spine, so it's not like she's going to have a, spinal cord injury from that. It's kind of on these little pieces of the bone that come out. So it wasn't like she was going to be paralyzed, but the thing that happened is her favorite sports, her favorite season, her favorite time of the year when she participates was really, she was going to miss so much. And we were getting to, she had just gotten on another volleyball club and we were getting to know everybody. So quickly, we had to teach her a hard lesson that just because you can't participate and be there doesn't mean that you don't show up and show your commitment to the team. So sure enough, that's what we did. You guys, I'm just prepping these and I'm trimming down the ends. When they get all rough like this, we've got to trim them down. So that's what we did. So we didn't miss a game. We didn't miss a practice. Not just her, but the whole family committed to going to everything. There were tournaments, we were there. There were other players she wanted to go see, we went and did it. So we made a commitment to following through the commitment we had made, even though situations had changed. And the fun part of this whole process was gone. So that always reminds me that in business and in life, that sometimes you've got to make a commitment when times are good or times are bad, that you stick through with your commitment, because that is what sees you through to the other side of things. Sure enough, her back got healed. She got released. She got to go back into the season, moved right in. She didn't really miss a step because guess what? She knew the plays they were running. She knew the offense they were doing or the defense or where she was supposed to be in the system. So even when it feels like
life's kind of got you down and you're out of the flow and the training that you were doing, the hands-on work, how it was going so smoothly, and there are these bumps in the road, just know, just like my daughter had to go through the not fun time to get to the other side, it's all going to be worth it when you stick with your commitment and follow through. It always will be. So keep that in mind and try to persevere when these things are happening. It can be hard, but I know you can do it. All right, after you get all your pieces prepped, you're going to have about 12 pieces of this. This is what we're going to create our whole base out of. It's kind of the structure for this design. So what you're going to need to do is take and we're going to shake hands with each section. That's a design school term. And basically it means you want to maximize these pieces. When you're buying things from Keleas.com, I like to pick out pieces that are really highly wired. It gives you depth and dimension. Depth and dimension always means more money for your work if you're a seller, a high quality piece, and more like a higher perceived value. So keep that in mind. Now I'm going to start to structure out my design. Instead of greening my base, which we would normally do, we're using these as our greenery. Now some of them have flowers. So I want you to go through and separate the ones with the flowers, because we really got to think about where they're going. They're not going to be part necessarily of our background layer of the greening process. They're going to be more, we need those kind of a little bit more to the foreground because they have the fun sunflower. But you see, before I open this up, it's not so exciting. It's just, it's flat and it's not, the leaves aren't all going forward. Please, please, pet peeve number one, please make sure your leaves are facing forward and you have controlled your twigs. You don't have to curl them, but please make sure you've got them. I'm going to curl them, but don't just have them going wonky. Get control of your pieces before you put them in your design. So it'll really make them go, it just makes the value of your work so much better. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So these are going to work as our background picks in the piece. So let's get started. I'm going to put my first one up high up here and kind of start to shape out my base. Now when you shape out your base, you decide, so when you put these pieces in, you're starting to shape out your base, alrighty? And that's the fun part, because you kind of, your project starts to come to life. And these want to be our perimeter. So that means like our outside layer. So I'm going to curl up my little twiggies, because those are fun. Give them a swirl in the glue, and we're going to start to place them in. I've got that one at the top. Now I'm going to come down a little bit here. And we want some space in between these, because remember, we've got all the other ones that need to go in with the flowers. So we're going to kind of work on the outside of the design. But make sure you are shaking hands, making these look beautiful. I always like to take also and make sure the flowers are kind of looking more at you, not just up. Have them kind of look at you from the door when it's on somebody's doorway. We don't want it to be like just, oh, okay, hi, you know. Now this wreath we're going to make is going to kick up a little bit on this side. Now anytime I put a piece in, if I see glue, glue's going to show sometimes. We want to cover that with some Spanish moss. Okay, that one's in, and I like that we're going to kick it up a little here. Now I'm going to have this one kind of come down and cascade off the wreath, kind of come down off the bottom. I can move it up a little bit. There we go. So lines, shape, and depth is all things we talk about in design school. And you're kind of getting a little sneak peek of that here. We're creating a little bit of a line. We're bringing this drama. Am I the problem? Am I the drama? Yes, always. We want to bring the drama. All right, let's bring our next one in. If you've got any extra like paper on that, just pull it off. I'm going to push this one in a little bit higher. And if the stem starts to separate like that, sometimes you have to, there we go. Just got to back it up a little bit. I'm going to bring this twig here. But you can see why we don't really need another greenery in this one, because this spray is loaded with greenery. So that really kind of saves you money when you're actually putting these together. Shape it up. I got to shake hands and make it happy. You know, when my daughter was going through that whole situation with her back, I was just so proud of her resilience and her desire to get back out on the court that I knew it was a great learning moment And she has such high standards, which, you know, I know I try not to be too hard on her, but I know she gets it from it's just kind of how Richard and I are. Like, if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. If you're going to be committed to something, you're committed. It doesn't mean you have to keep doing it forever, but when you commit, you are committed. Okay, you see how we laid out our perimeter really nice? I like that. And so this is all in just really good spaced out, and we kept everything out of the middle because we've got these pieces that are going to come in with the flowers in a little bit. So hold those off for a second. I'm going to go ahead and put our drama piece in next. Now we are going to make this with what we call a bow zone. It means we need to leave a space for the bow. And this time we're going to work more to the inside. So this will be our bow zone right in here. So we don't need anything really coming out of there, but we need to add the drama of our little balls. I love these ball sprays. Now, if I cut them super long, they're going to be very dramatic. And I love that. So we're going to just cut them right below their last little leaf on here. And I'm going to do that with the whole bush as we prep it. And just cut. I put that one, the base, in the trash. But once I've done that, I've got all these great balls. And I want them to work out kind of between the picks we've already put in. So let's get started with that. Now, once again, shaking hands. Like, these are so dramatic. You want to use these where they give you that natural feel, like you're out in the garden. So I'm going to bring this one in, just reinforcing kind of the lines we already created. Put you in. You're so pretty. Oh, let's put another. And this is where your work's going to stand apart, guys. You don't want it flat. You don't want it basic. Like, we want to command a higher dollar for our work. We want to attract a different clientele. We're not here to fight for the volume. You don't want to be making wreaths nonstop and not be able to have the beautiful creative process, enjoy that part of it, where you're really putting a piece of art together. And that's how I like to stand apart from other wreath makers, is just be really into the flowers I'm working with and the creative process that's behind what I'm doing, because it's mentally just so freeing. And in design school, I teach you basically the strategies and the math behind what we're doing and why we're putting things where they're going. So that way you can become even better at this on your own. And you might hear me in your head talking to you. And then I hear design school says all the time, they'll say, I hear Keleas telling me to do this. And then they know, okay, that's how I should do it. That is such a wonderful compliment. Because it's not a bad Keleas in your head. It's a good Keleas helping you create just gorgeous pieces. So we do use something like this that really reaches out in the design. And remember, if you need the supply list for this project, whenever we film new videos, all the supplies are in stock. They are always limited how much we've got to complete the project. But you can head over to the supply list, just click on it, and it will take you to exactly what you can click in order to create this design. And you won't feel like, where do you get that and how do I find it? It's just so easy. You click, you order off our site, we mail it right to you. You can come back to the supply list later. There's the link to the video. You don't have to hunt on social media. So we really do all the work for you so you can just enjoy your creative passion. You really can. All right, do you see all this dimension? That's so fun. That is the funnest part of this all. I love that. Now we're going to come back in with our pieces that have the flowers on them. So these are going to work more towards the center now because they've got that main floral. So we've already trimmed them up. They're looking good. And I'm going to start to place these kind of in between where our others went. And make sure you show these great berry. They have a great berry on them. This is kind of a really good spray because it's just loaded with all the good stuff. I'm going to glue this sunflower back on. Sometimes you could just push them back on, but I'm afraid it'll keep popping off. And because I'm going to sell my pieces, Of course, I hoard a lot of them and need to decorate with them too, but eventually they will get sold. And then so I want to make sure my construction is top notch, like gonna hold up well. And my customers are happy and they know when they invest in a piece for me, it's gonna last, you know, at least a few seasons. Sometimes the weather can wear things out, of course, in the sun, but we wanted to put out there really lovely, high quality work that, you know, once they get a wreath from you, they don't really want to go get one anywhere else because they know it's not like anything they're going to get at a store, for sure. All right, let's come down now into this section. We're doing great. Just remember, leave a little area for the bow. And the bow, we actually tied it on another video. You can grab the link to that video in the supply list also, or just ask for it right here and we'll give you it in the comments. So you can see how to make the bow if you're not familiar with how to make the bows we do. I kind of have my special techniques and my special tweak when I'm creating bows. So you'll see how I do maybe a little bit different than a lot of people do. I'm going to put this one more to the center and kind of move it out a little bit to come in the middle. Oh gosh. So it's really looking pretty. Now, if you're not a bow fan, just tighten this up right here in the middle and you're good to go. But now I need to pop my bow in. So here comes my bow. Look how beautiful she is. Oh, I love this bow. This bow is going to sit in here and you can choose the direction. This one we're going to kind of angle with the flow of the flowers, but it can be just as beautiful, just straight, or it can go cockeyed more this way. It is so fun to play with angles in your designs. I told you there's some math involved. You don't have to mix many numbers not too many in design school, but the way our brain looks and thinks, looks at everything is mathematically. You may not notice it or feel it, but that's the way our eyes and our brain process things. So the cool part of that is when you have something really well designed, not only with the colors, which we teach in design school, the shapes, the directions, the lines, man, pretty soon you're into it, you love it, your brain loves it because it's so pretty. Then what happens is you start to really, really enjoy the process, and it becomes just this lovely stress relief and this creative habit that you start to really love. And it is such a, you know, such a fun passion that you just can't wait to get in your craft room. Pretty soon you're calling it your happy place and you just can't wait to get in there. That's what's going to happen for you. Now look at this. We've got a few more pieces to put in there, but oh my gosh. We could stop right now if we wanted, but of course I've got a few more things up my sleeve. Now, what I want you to do is grab your last ball spray that you have here, and we're going to kind of have that come out of the top of the bow a little. So definitely shake hands with this a little, and we want to maximize that coming out. And I always like for there to be some like a little surprise near the bow too, because it just breaks the plane of all of the ribbons. So we have this gorgeous spray of greenery too that we're going to add in. And I'm going to take some of the longer hangers first. And I like to kind of build up the bow area with those. So I'm going to take and cut a couple of these off. And I'll make that cut here where it doesn't even look like you cut it. So it's very fluid. And then we'll use some of these standing up and hanging down. So besides that main pick that we put in with the florals, this is the only other greenery we're adding. Pretty much just adding this for the drama, because I love the drama. Now let me show you. I'm going to move this way up on the bow, the wreath board, and we're going to have this come out of the bow because I love that. And it's going to trail down with those tails. It's a little bit brighter greenery, so it should pop really nice. I loaded that with glue, and we're going to bring that in, and that's going to flow down. Oh, you see the drama? Oh yes. Gorgeous. From the curb hanging on somebody's door, that drama is so worth it every time. And this is just going to come out of the bow area. I'm going to put one more in. So even if you're an established wreath maker, take this tip, use it, because you want to have this same beautiful drama. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, let me go up to the top. Now, you saved a couple of pieces that would stand up from that bush, and we're going to use those up here. One right behind where we just put those balls, and then one right over here to the left of the balls. So the reason we're doing that, a little tip, is because it looks like it's growing out of the same section. So the eye's very pleased with that. It looks very natural, organic, and it's a little bit of a clumping part. We didn't clump this whole design or group this whole design or cluster this whole design. We just use it in around the bow. So that makes that really, really fun. We have some of these cute allium that are in purple, and we're going to use this in here just to add just a little bit of drama of purple with all the other balls that are coming out. And I'm just going to use these in one section. Literally, we're going to come up above here and let these come right above the bow. It's just one of my favorite things to do. So move these forward. They have a nice, really chunky, heavy head. So cut this a little shorter. Not too short though, because I want to be able to go into the wreath a little bit. When you have a stem that has a little weight to it, got to go a little bit deeper into the wreath to hold it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm loading it with a good amount of glue, and then we're going to go in right here. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Y'all, this wreath you can use spring, all summer. It's a great spring to summer wreath because of that yellow, and we've got a mix of purples in here. We've got lighter, we've got darker, and then I've just got one piece left. And with that, I will probably take a look at it from different angles and just see if there's any little holes I need to cover. And we did it. Oh, you see them? Do you see them? Oh, can you imagine when the wind blows and this is hanging on your door? It's going to be stunning, stunning. All right, Bloomerinos, I can't wait for you to make something just like this. We're playing with our latest wreath kit, and this one is a butterfly crossing wreath. In this kit, you're going to get the sign, butterflies, beautiful mini daisies, and some gorgeous greenery. It is all about the contrast of the colors here, and I think it makes a beautiful wreath. In this kit, you do not get a wreath base, so you will need to decide what side you want to do. The sign is actually a cute little yardstick. See the bottom here? It's a little yardstick. So if you have a roto zip, you can always just zip this off and cut this off, or a big like linesman plier or something, you can cut the base off. But if not, if you use an 18-inch wreath base, you literally can just work it right into the base and you don't have to hide it or anything like that. So this kit doesn't come with a base. You need to pick out which one you want and then use whichever one you want. Either the big one that says the 18-inch or go smaller with the 14-inch if you're going to cut it down. So we're going to use ours full on, and I am going to take, first of all, and get it mounted in our base. And we're working with the 18-inch wreath base here because I don't want to have to worry about cutting it. I know I'll get all this hidden and make it disappear. So I'm going to start off first by just popping this in the bottom, kind of bringing it down a little. And then whatever's sticking out, you got to be able to cover it with florals, and you need to make sure it's to the foreground so it won't hurt anybody's door or scratch it or anything like that. So I've done that here. It's in the foreground and it's not going to scratch their door. And once I've got it in here really good, I want to bring it down just a little bit. Then I am going to take and cable tie this in the bottom, and I got to make sure it's running straight up through the middle so we don't make this wonky. So that looks pretty good in the middle. And once we're happy, we're going to put some cable ties. I've got some good brown ones, or you can use black. I'm going to use black because then that stem will kind of, it'll hide it on the metal support thing that usually goes in the ground that we're using in a wreath today. Y'all, and if you want to grab this kit, just head over to Keleas.com. The link will be right here in the comments too. And there will be links for the wreaths. You just have to add the wreath you want for the size wise. I'm going to use that black cable tie up here so I can just kind of camo this right under the butterfly right here. Okay, get that a little tight. And let me see if I can get some tension on here. Yep, so you're never going to see it now. And I just want to make sure I don't have it too left or too right. I got it nice in the middle. All right, once you've got that center, we're going to take off these little cable ties. Those little tails, we don't need to see any of that. And it'll keep that hidden. If you need to, you can use wire on that also. If you want to be able a little bit more forgiving, to be able to wiggle it around, And then when you're done, make sure you just tuck the cable tie little knotty part in the wreath, but not on the back where it's going to scratch anybody's door, okay? Now, let's get our next base started. So we're going to start with some of our greenery. And this one comes in the kit, and it's kind of really nice and wispy. It's very lush, and I like that because it's got all this movement to it. And we're going to put that in first to kind of create our perimeter. And that means we're going to just kind of set the base out. So let's take this puppy and get it separated into some nice sections we can work with. And I like to just tear it, make it easy on yourself. Now, once we've done that, I'm going to straighten those up a little, and we'll start to get them into smaller little sections. I got a nice little cluster to work with. And, you know, just take your time. You have to trim them pretty good after you cut them, because you want to be able to shape them into nice little sections like this. So you're going to take that one bush and make a lot of smaller picks from it. And I've got my glue pot back here. Just give that a swirl. And then you want to decide right now about how high you want this to go up. And I know I kind of want it to kind of come up a little bit higher than the butterfly sign on either side. So I'll work through that both directions, okay? So we're going to take these, and each one of these stems you should be able to make it into a couple of different pieces. So this one has this cool curly Nido vine, and pull that to the inside. We're going to add a little bit more of that over here in a second. I like for that to kind of come back over the butterfly sign. And I've got a lot of glue on there. Now, I want to make sure as I'm bringing these in, I'm going out and I'm going in. Let's push this one in. There we go. Have it kind of come back. Now you see how that's coming over the side? I want to do that on this side too. And I've got this piece that was on that first section we cut. And then what we can do is we literally can take the wire and like make it kind of come around this wire. I love that. We're going to add a little bit of detail. Usually I don't do detail to the end, but I want this one to kind of be in the background. Now, anytime you can see your glue, you want to cover that with a little bit of Spanish moss. And today I'm using my light green Spanish moss on there. Now I'm going to take the smaller pieces and I'm going to work one a little bit to the inside here. Kind of coming on the left side. Yep. And I like for it to overlap the sign slightly. And I'm going to come in with a little bit of my moss to hide my mechanics, and that means cover up the glue anytime I can see that. All right, I'm going to bring this one now coming to the inside also, and I've got a couple of pieces of the cool vine on it. Oh my gosh, I get so excited. We use this one in our sold out bear beehive kit. We use that same greenery, and I loved it because it gives you that little bit of wildness to your design that is a lot of fun. Okay, look how cute that is. And I'm going to take that moss and we're going to put that right in here to kind of hide the mechanics. Now I'm going to try to get another piece with a little more vine to come on this side. I want to match what I just did over there. This one will kind of come right here. I love it. And make sure you do what we call in design school shaking hands. You're spreading out your picks, sprays. You're purchasing those from Keleas.com, so you're getting this great wire in there. And that way you can get all that depth and dimension and start to learn how to maximize that in your designs, because they're going to look higher end. Oh my gosh, it looks like a garden already. Okay, our smaller pieces, we're going to kind of work down here right out of the middle so we can start camouflaging our base down here. I don't want everyone to see my wire stem, so we're going to start to kind of lay a little camo there. That one's going to go on the right and this one's going to go on the left. We'll just work these under. There we go. Beautiful. Let me put a little more Spanish moss in here. Got a little bit of a glue there. I want to kind of camo that. Okay, already. Kind of hard to see that stake already. We're hiding it in. Excellent. Now, let's move on to our next step. We need to put our flowers in. And this type we're using a mini daisy. That is really, really fun. And I like this one because it's long and lush. So what I want you to do is push these leaves up to the bottom. So we don't need any leaves really low. And then I'm going to trim this all down a little bit to kind of get these stems a little shorter. Doing that first. And let's start to build this puppy up. When I use these, I'm going to use these in twos, okay? So I'm going to kind of stagger them in, and I want the flowers to work out, okay? They're kind of working from the middle out on both sides. So I'm going to take and put my first one in right here. Tuck that, oh yeah, whoa. And then we do the same thing over on the right side, okay? So you've got a great foundation started. We want a tall one and a short one. And these are going to go out to the right also. So I just kind of lay them together. Trim them up. All right, on the right side right here. And make sure you're going into the wreath, not through the back. Oh, nice and bushy. Looks like a wildflower garden in there, which goes perfect with this sign. And I'm going to put a little bit of Spanish moss right in there where my glue is. All right, excellent. Now I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to work on the right, doing the same thing, one a little bit higher, a little bit lower. And we'll come down a little. Just gonna go right beside the stake in here. I've got that working. And then I'm gonna use this cluster off to the left. And you can see how pretty that is, how we've gotten a lot of movement here. It's just gonna look like a dang garden, which is what we want. I love it when you feel like you're escaping into somebody's garden right before, you know, it just goes so good on their front door as you come in their entry. Ah, yes. I love it. All right, and then we can put a couple up the middle here to kind of go right beside this middle stake that's in the center, and we're going to put those right up the middle. So I'm going to push them up and make one a little shorter and one a little longer so we'll get a really natural look. And I'm using an electric skillet with hot glue that's right behind the wreath stand. That's why you see me go back there to get the glue. All right. And it's okay that it covers up the words a little. I like for it to feel like it's a layered look. Okay, that's what we're going for. All right, and this very last piece we'll kind of use here in the center, kind of coming forward, out a little bit to the right. Because we're still working on camouflaging all of our stake in here and working it in. Now this particular design is not gonna have a bow, but if you're really wanting to put a bow and you're like a bow person, you know what, that is the perfect place to put the bow down there at the bottom. Oh, she's looking good, y'all. You ain't kidding. This wreath looking good. I love it so far. Now grab your other greenery because we want to use this to kind of make that center really pop. And I'm going to take and trim these stems down a little bit. You just cut them all off the main stem, and they're very long. They're a little bit longer than we want to use in this design. So I'm going to take and cut one so it hangs a little, and then we will make that into two different cuts here, okay? So I'll cut this piece off right there, and then I'll make this into a couple of pieces also. So I get that hangy look, but not as long, all right? I still want it to be really hangy right down here at the bottom. I'm gonna move up the wreath for a second so you can see me work on that bottom section, okay? Because we want this to feel real wispy and organic. So I'm gonna take two of these together and we'll put them starting down here by the, right behind where we put the yellow flowers right in here. Oh, that's perfect. And now it's nice and wispy coming down there. I love it. We're going to cut the other long piece into some smaller sections as well. And we'll use this one right up the middle, right in there. And I'll kind of put it with another piece here together so that they can kind of layer together on this side. Take your time on this part, you know, really enjoy the process of creating when you get into the detail work. And in here, that's kind of what we're doing already. We're coming in, we're trying to camouflage our little stakes so you don't know what's in there, but we want it to feel very lush and organic in here, and really just a pretty greenery that's going in there. So these pieces now we're going to work in that section going left and right. Bring this one in over here. And then I'm going to put one into the right too. Right behind some of my leaves. And pretty soon you can see how gorgeous that is. You don't see the stake anymore, do you? Not at all. It's very camo, really lush in there. Got a little bit of greenery left, and we're going to use a little bit on either side to kind of fill in to get a little bit of that brighter green there. And then after that, we are on to the fun part of the butterflies, because yeah, it's a butterfly crossing. They're crossing. They're about to cross. Let's put the other one on this side. And wait till you see these butterfly twig stems. They are loaded with twigs and little forsythia blooms. They are so fun to use. All right, we've got great placement in our greenery. We've got our stake all hidden. You never even knew it was there. And now we're ready to rock and roll these butterflies. We're going to use 2 of these stems because if one is good, 2 is better. And on this one, it's a little harder to break up because it's got a lot of fine little stems. So I kind of like to use it all as one. All right. So that means getting in here and kind of placing all these stems. I love the twigs. I think they're a lot of fun too, but you kind of got to woman handle them or man handle them, meaning you've got to control them a little bit. So I like with the butterflies to put a little curl in there so we can get them moving. Now they're very neat in the wind. These actually will wiggle a little because they're lighter material and they look so organic and beautiful. So you want them in here flying. So I kind of play with it a little. I like for the big twigs, the brown twigs, to get a curve on them. If this is too tight for your finger or something like that, you can use a long glue stick or a dowel rod, but I like to curl them just a little. Okay, kind of played with it a little, but we're ready to cut it. Don't cut it too short, keep it about 4 inches. And we're going to put one in on the left and one on the right. So let me start with this one on the right. I'm shaping it just a little. All right. And we're going to put it over here. Now bend that stem where it comes forward just a little. I'm dipping it in my glue. And we're going right in here back to the right. Trying to get it kind of going in the background slightly. Oh, perfect. So you can see we added all this wispiness immediately, but now take your time. Put these guys where you want them. I need this tallest butterfly there. And see how I'm just curling it to accomplish what I want? Just seeing if it's okay. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now let's come on the left. Same thing with this one, same stem. See how these are long and spread out? I'm just gonna add a little curl. And then I can stretch them out or just have a little more control over them. You're gonna have to still shape it once it's on there, but do a little before so you don't get in there and just get overwhelmed with it. I'm gonna take this long. This one's kind of on a heavy wire in the middle, so maybe use a couple fingers so you don't just get it too tight. Okay, I've played with it. Now I know it's going to go in here and work out this way, so we get our same little butterfly crossing on the left. Okay, let's come in on the left. Now once we get our butterflies in, we're gonna do a little bit of detail work where we want to come and clean up anything we missed. Right here, look at this. Bringing that in. Now I want to have like that butterflies up tall there. I can make it match if I want, or I can make them move down. Like this is where you can do your detail work and wiggle them around. I can have this one kind of come down. How about this guy will go way up over here? How about that? This guy could move more to the middle. Yeah. So just stand in front of your design, take a look at it. And then my last step, oh my gosh, it has just so much dimension, y'all. Check this out. Look at that. Look at all that. Oh my gosh, it's great. My last detail I want to do here is I want to come in and grab these few pieces of greenery that were left from my very first piece, okay? I have just about 3 pieces. And I'm going to use them individually to kind of go in and fill in any holes. And every project will have a little bit of holes sometimes. So you just come in and you look for where you missed a little spot. And we just take and push them in. And they can be little cuts. They're glued in nicely. And you know, those vines we put in at the beginning, if you want to move them more to the front, you can. Here's this one. Here's one there. See, you can work them all around. Oh, I love that. Now I'm going to use one of these cool little leafy ones kind of coming out to the left over here. And I'm going to shape it up just like we normally do, shake hands. And we're going to come out to the left also. Y'all, this was amazing fun. I hope you're inspired to make something beautiful. And you grab this kit from us and you can just make this exact same wreath or take your own twist on it and create something beautiful. It will make a great gift, but I think you might end up keeping this one for you.